morning. Happy Wednesday. It's good to be with you. So we are live on X this morning. We're bringing the streams to everybody today. I see the live chats already popping on ASFX TV. ASFX TV chat always gets the priority. So we're going to kick off the Fed Day with some fun. I got a lot for us today. Who saw the end of that basketball game last night? It's been a crazy NBA playoffs. I'm not a big basketball guy because of my height. It's not been a favorite sport of mine, basically my whole life. However, you got to respect sports. You got to respect game. The games have been incredible. I made a lot of money on the Knicks game because they were down 20 points at halftime. And last night, that game, the Pacers stole the game. Or I should say it the other way. The Pacers didn't really steal the game. The Cavs choked, man. Total choke. Anybody see that? Alfredo, good morning. Jermaine, what's up? Scott's here. Adam's here. What's up, boys? Good morning. Good morning. Fresh off the seminar, Scott and Adam. Good morning. Kevin, what's up? Gus, what's up? Gus is new. Hello. Good to have you. If you're new, let me know where you're coming in from in the chat. Pop in the chat. Say hello. Julio, what's up, dude? Moses, what's up? Moy. El Murda's here. Caesar's here. Good morning, boys. Go Knicks, Mike. I know, Mike. I'm so happy, bro. I'm so happy that the Knicks are doing well and we're doing the coaching. It's going to be good. Can you imagine if the Knicks make a run right now, Mike? If the Knicks take down the Celtics? Bro, did you see the stat that said the Celtics? Here, I got to start this. The Celtics had the most missed three-pointers in an NBA game, an NBA playoff game ever, I'm pretty sure. Someone fact-checked me there. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Frank, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Ross, good morning. Leo, good morning. Brian, hello. Sean, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Everybody, Shaw's here. Good morning, good morning. Layton's here. Nice. Any other new guys here? Say hello in the chat. Pop in, say hello. We actually have a couple of new Canadians joining the Black Shirt Club. I love Canadian people. They're so nice. They're my favorite. So let's talk about the Fed stuff this morning. Miami's in the house. Nice, Gus. Cool, cool. I'll be in Miami this weekend. Nice, nice. All right, so let's get into it this morning, everybody. I got a couple of things to talk to you about. I wanted to see if we could pull up this real quick and just admire this. That's the face you make when you know something bad's going to happen. So he takes the foul shot, gets his own rebound, dribbles out, 8 seconds left. He goes, hold on, we're in a mismatch. Let me cook this boy. Whoop, whoop. Create the space, hit the three. Boom, silence the arena. Literally just silence. That's where they take the lead. Can you believe that? I mean, that is a crazy ending of the game. Crazy, crazy ending to the game. So let's just flip here to Financial Juice first. What I want to show you guys is like where we'll start the day. Financial Juice gives us a lay of the land of what's going on. We have a White House press briefing at 1 o'clock. Trump has a swearing-in ceremony at 12:30. Bessett is going to be meeting with some people for tax stuff at 12 o'clock today. But the big news is going to come on the interest rate decision at 2 o'clock and the FOMC press conference following that. I tweeted this morning and I said, I think the reaction is going to come at 2:30 more so than 2 o'clock, only because we know where rates are going. They're not changing. So with rates being unchanged, we are thinking the reaction of what Powell says is more likely to move the market than anything else. One thing that I like to do during Fed Day, as you can see, I had a little long last night, 56.63 to 56.68, just caught 5 points on that. But with 6 minis, it paid pretty nicely. So I'm up on my Tradeify account this morning, $1,400. We're going to be looking to trade the Top One Futures account here on stream this morning to see if we can add a win here before the Fed news comes in. Ideally, we're going to stream from now until we get to about 12 o'clock Eastern time. Ideally, you make your money in the first 2 hours-ish, first 3 hours, and you don't have to trade through the Fed stuff. That's what we're aiming for, always. I know a lot of people will just stay flat. I have no problem being flat, but I will still look for opportunities this morning. That's the way that I like to read it. The main thing we're going to look at this morning is Bookmap and VWAP. Those are two things that we're going to use to kind of guide the way here because we really don't need a big move to make some money here, especially with volatility. I would say not dwindled overnight. You see the massive candle we caught on the news that Trump's team is going to meet with the Chinese team to bring tariffs together. So we moved 80 points on ES. That's where my long came in. If I take you down to a 1 minute chart, I was really just waiting for a pullback and I tried to catch a little bit of a pop. So you can see here. Let me see. Is that big enough for you guys? Yeah. Let me switch this here 1 second. There we go. Make that a little bit bigger for you. So here, this was the long again last night. 63, Stop at the low, about 5 points, trade it back up. I didn't get a great exit. I didn't have a take profit in. I had to close it manually. So that's why I only caught a couple of points out of it, but still happy with that win. I'll take 5. On a 6 mini, I'll take 5. Michael said, that's what I'm aiming for too, trading in the AM, then being done. What caused the candle last night, Jacob? I just said it was Trump's team basically saying that they are going to meet with the Chinese team to make some tariffs happen, make some deals happen on the tariffs. Overnight, trading lower here on ES. If we take it out to a 15-minute time frame, market's open now. So we're sitting underneath yesterday's New York VWAP. What I'll do here is just switch us to regular trading hours. I'm going to remove my executions on here just because it's a distraction for me. I like to just see it like this. So you can see we are sitting here on the open at previous day New York VWAP. So just something we're going to do because it's Fed day, but also because of where we are, is wait for the opening range to set. I like to give it 15 minutes for that opening range to set. And then we have levels to trade from or trade to. We'll see how that market kind of sets up here at the open. Are we going to get a massive open today? I would be surprised if we had a 25 plus point opening range. I'm going to guess it's going to be 25 points or lower for ES. If we just quick pop over to NASDAQ, same thing, sitting right near previous day VWAP. So no reason to make a move here. Notice stocks are pretty flat coming into the open, nothing even up or down 1% today. So just pop it out to a higher time frame one more time and then flip it back to electronic trading hours. Overnight, I mean, before the sell-off, especially here this morning, overnight, this looked very flat. So I would not be surprised to see us hold yesterday's low and hold those pre-market highs and trade somewhere in between 56.10 and 56.80. That's what I would be expecting. And there's plenty of opportunity in there for us to make money, but I wouldn't be calling a new high of day or low of day here. Could this be a higher low with a double bottom here? Could we be seeing a higher low form off previous day VWAP? Absolutely. If we do, I think the longs are in play from 56.45 up to that overnight VWAP is where you'll find resistance first, 55. So you got about a 15-point level in here that we could maybe see longs pop through. How do we know which way this is going to go? We pull up Bookmap. But Delta's positive. We have orders at 56.30, so 10 points underneath, right at opening range low. So I'd like to see the opening range set and then maybe look for longs from in here up to here, from that 42, 43 area up into the 60s, 56.60. Randy, good morning, buddy. Good to see everybody. So I got discount links for everybody below. Top One Futures is still running the 55% off sale. So if you do bust your load this morning or you do blow it trading FOMC because you're a degenerate, use my code. It gives you good luck. Plus, you get the 55% off and the instant payout add-on for free. So take advantage of that because that is ending this week. I think there's like a day or two left on that. Maybe today. Nicholas, good morning. David, good morning. Mr. Rivers, good to see you, buddy. Is anyone in a trade right now? Is anyone long on the ASFX TV chat right now? Ryan's from Missouri. Nice. Tuning in on YouTube. Good to see you. TDR Tactical. Nice. What's up? Good to see you guys. YouTube, I'm sorry. I don't prioritize those comments. I prioritize the ASFX TV comments. So that's the people that are going to get our attention every morning. We actually would say a lot of our guys are taking off this morning too, because on Fed Day, if you can be away and go play golf, why wouldn't you? We're stuck here running the stream, but we've got a lot of fun guests coming on. Lawrence, the investor, my brother, we just met at the seminar last week. He's coming on. Tanner will be on. So we have a jam-packed stream. Thomas, I'm not sure if Randy's coming on today. Wong, welcome. Good morning. First time here. Wong, where are you coming in from? So I gave you guys the financial juice stuff here. I want to show you. Saturday, I've got a new podcast. Some of you know Slade. He goes by Trades by Slade. He is very awesome. Young guy. I think he's 25. He's a part-time trader. Part-time works in his family business where they make custom jewelry. Super cool. His dad's business. So we talked about that. I love the entrepreneurial grind. But we also talk about how many accounts he's failed to lead to over $30,000 in payouts just this year. So he talks about his Apex experience, his take profit trader experience. So I think if you're trading prop, you're going to like this. Slade is like a super chill, normal dude, young guy, just hustling, trying to make some money. So get ready. Saturday morning, we'll do this podcast. No giveaway this weekend, everybody. No giveaway on the podcast, but I promise you, we'll get back to giveaways next weekend. I'm going to Miami Saturday to film a bunch of podcasts. Once I'm back, we'll get back to giveaways. Jeff, first timer. Nice. Welcome. Bring Dr. Bonanno for psychology, maybe. Yeah. Did you like the podcast, Joe Biden? Pam, first timer from Philly. What's up, Philly? I'm from Philly. Who else is in the chat? Jack from Malaysia. Nice. Jeff from Kansas. Nice, man. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. If you're new, welcome. We usually are kind of just chilling here, waiting for the opening range to set. So we still got 10 minutes, especially on a Fed day. No way we're rushing into a trade here. We predict this opening range is going to be less than 25 points. So far, opening range is only 13 and a half points on ES. So we'll talk about NQ. We'll talk about YM in a little bit, but ES is my focus. So that's what we're going to continue to watch here at the open. Not a lot of price action to give us good information here. Bookmap saying there's orders up at 56.90 and then also 5600. Very far. More intermediary than that, 56.20 and 56.30. So I see more orders to the downside than the upside here. 134 contracts sitting 6 points below us right now. So I think that's where we may be headed. Go Birds, Pam, go Birds. Love that. Love that. So yeah, podcast on Saturday with Slade. I actually will show you guys the trailer in a little bit. I just posted it here on X. So we'll get that posted, get that up. Oh, look at this. Big dog Randy taking a payout from Top One Futures. First one with Top One, 3,800. Quick, smooth, and exactly how it should be. Top One's been my favorite prop for him to trade with. Love the platform. Just to start. Yeah, dude. Happy for that. Randy was actually one of the guys that was at the seminar, so we brought him up on stage. 56.30 is about to get eaten here. Yep. So previous day VWAP acting as resistance here at the open. Now taking New York VWAP. Sellers really telling us they're in control. I would watch the 56.20s here. That's what I would be looking at. We still have 10 minutes until the opening range is set. So let me show you some cool shit. Let me show you some shit. I always like giving you guys on stream a little insight. I got pictures from the seminar. I'm not going to show you any of the videos yet, but I got some good pics. Oh, good. Lunch. We love that. No, where's some good pictures? Just flip you through here. Room was packed. There's Frank. What's up, Frank? Some of you may see. There's Clayton. What's up, Chuck? What's up? Room was packed. Nobody fell asleep. I think I did a good job balancing it between like panel discussions like this, where people were speaking on a panel and it was more engaging. And then also like the solo thing of like me doing my thing or Zach doing his thing or Isaac doing his, you know what I mean? So I think it was very well balanced. I didn't get any negative feedback. So I'm waiting for someone to email and be like, hey, the lunch could have been better. Hey, we could have had more lunch time. I'm trying to think more time at the pool. You know, we were out till 4 a.m. both nights after the seminar. So it's like, I feel like we crushed the seminar and everybody had a lot of fun. So videos are coming. A bunch of fun stuff is coming from the seminar. My video team is already working its way through now. Lindsay, good to see you. Michael, what's up, buddy? Adam, good afternoon. So in the chat, Joe Biden just said that blue VWAP is yesterday's New York VWAP. Yes, the lighter blue line is yesterday. The dark blue line is today's New York VWAP. I still think there's going to be a push lower to the 30s. There's still orders sitting here. You see them on Bookmap. I still think those might want to get taken. That's not much lower than opening range low, which tells me even more to just chill for a second. Let's take a look at the stocks. Apple's down since the open. Amazon looking good. Google down. Meta's sideways. Microsoft sideways. Nvidia's kind of sideways. Tesla's kind of sideways. So really Apple, Amazon are the ones moving. Apple's down. Amazon's up. Amazon's actually up 1% now. That's good. Ask Clay. You will find something to complain about. That's so funny. Julio, yeah, bro, I missed you, dude. I was because in the presentation, Julio, I have one of your payouts. So I was like flexing for you, bro. And then when you weren't at the seminar, I gave you the shout out. So in the video, you'll hear the shout out if I post that full session. I emailed everybody the PowerPoints too. So all the people that were there got the PowerPoints to study. So you'll still get some attention, Julio. You still get some love, which is good. So let me show you the real easy way to just see. Where's it? CME. So you can go to cmegroup.com, everybody, and you don't have to worry about like guessing. It says there's a 95% probability today that rates remain unchanged. There's only a 4% probability that we cut rates. Then if you click on the left side and go to the probability chart, you can see 95% chance here that we do not cut rates today. Even in June, 70% chance we don't cut rates. They're saying a 50% chance by July and another 50% chance by September. Very uncertain. 50-50 is a fucking uncertain coin toss. Let's keep it real, right, everybody? So like, to me, I look at this and I think I need to listen to Powell today at 2:30 and see what he says. The number itself, we know they're not dropping rates until something changes. They are not going to lower the rates just based on this scale of 50% probabilities. They're going to lower the rates when something breaks. Well, what's broken? Inflation is down. Tariffs are actually getting better because it seems like we're closer to deals with countries than not. And the jobs numbers are strong. So it's like employment looks good. Unemployment rate is low. Tariffs are on the mend and inflation is down month over month. Shit is still expensive. Cost of goods doesn't get cheaper, but inflation, the rate of change month over month is down. So why would the Fed step in and cut rates right now? To make first-time home buyers happy? No, I don't think so. So I don't see rate cuts coming, even as soon as this. Until some other news comes. This is as of today, May 7th, right? Until some other news comes in, I don't see more than 2 rate cuts this year. And I'm just guessing on the 2, to be honest. I literally don't see why they would cut the rates. I want them to. But if the stock market bounces, why would they do that too? Even more of a reason of why they wouldn't do that. They say they don't look at the market, but we know that's not true. What I want to show you here, we've been talking about this. These are the key VWAPs that I'm most paying attention to. Year to date VWAP is still above us. The 2022 VWAP lows is still our support. That's down near that 4,800 level where that Trump candle was, right? Where we're sitting right now, though, is this all-time high VWAP. It's extremely important. We know there's big players coming in, getting positions here as we're near all-time high VWAP. I would not be surprised. Here's a lower high, right? You have lower lows and lower. Would we be surprised to find a lower high in here, everybody? No. Does that mean it doesn't go like this? No. Just don't think this is a V bottom and we're straight up out of here. That's all I'm saying. I don't think you would get that bullish until we broke into the 5,900s. I think we get to 58, 5,900 here. That's where we start to take out that previous lower high. We start to take out those VWAPs and really show strength above them. Then I think we can start to leg up. But we read this day by day. You know, we stream every single day on ASFX TV. This is what we do every single morning. So we analyze this and make sure we're not missing anything. But as of this morning, and market's been open for almost 15 minutes, as of this morning, we are still under those key VWAPs. So I'm not thinking bulls are taking us up out of the woods yet. This could definitely still be one headline or one day away from another leg lower, where we're back in the 5,400s, 5,500s. And this looks like a perfect lower high for this thing to head lower. You see what I'm saying? Can I get a yes in the chat if you follow me on this? Ryan Holland, good morning, buddy. Hopefully you traveled back home safely from Tampa. Buyers stepping back in now. So very indecisive on this open. Remember, we said 25 points was the max. We're still at 14 points on this opening range, everybody. Yes, 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 100%. All right, good. Thank you for staying with me. You know, it's funny. The video team that did the seminar also did some work for my brother-in-law. And one thing that they were like big on was like not saying at their speech thing that they did, not saying, you following me? Does that make sense? I say that all the time because I talk fast. I'm on a coffee and an energy drink this morning. So you think I'm not going to stop for a second and tap in and say, hey, you following? Am I saying it okay? And if not, I hope people would say no. So in the seminar, there's a ton of times in the seminar where I'm like, hey, you with me? You with me? And you just see me standing there and you don't hear anything because I didn't have a microphone in the audience. So it's kind of funny when you rewatch it back. But it's good. You know, I didn't want people falling asleep. Oh, and I lost it. I watched the video back. I was fucking losing my mind when people were like, I asked people, how are US indices weighted? And I've talked about it on stream. I've talked about it in my videos. Some of them know, and just nobody was answering me. So I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Stand up, fucking say something, speak up. I was losing it. I was losing it. And then we got to it. We got down to the answer. Because I'm like, how do you say you're a prop trader? How do you say you're trading US indices? You're trying to make money, but you don't even know what the fuck is going on in the index. You don't even know how the index is weighted. You don't even know the biggest stocks in the index. Yet you trade it every day. That's just stupid, right? When's the next seminar? Sheldon said. Oh, Sheldon. I can't say yet because I'm cooking 2 different things. So I can't tell you yet because I would be maybe misspeaking or giving away too much information yet. But I am working on it. So just know I'm working on it. I would guess it's going to be at the beginning or end of this, like beginning of 2026, end of 2025. Because I've done 2 now in 2025. 40 people in Dallas, 50 people in Tampa. That's a lot for me. That's the 2 biggest we've ever done. So now I'm like, and it's got to be good. Like now we know how to do it, right? But it's a $30,000 to $40,000 event. That's how much this thing cost. You know, we didn't make any money doing the event. I'll show you. If you guys know I wouldn't fucking lie, but I'll show you the spreadsheets. I'll show you all the numbers. We lost a little bit of money for sure, you know, because of eating and drinking and me buying everybody dinners and stuff. But just on the room and shit, we break even. The video content is what we do it for. The community is what we do it for. That's it. So I'm working on maybe doing it in a way where we're not pinching pennies like that. You know what I'm saying? Lance, they showed up for the free coffee. You're right. Scott will be there. Scott's been back to back, dude. That's my boy right there. So maybe 56.50 next here on ES. I got news pulled up here. Nothing's coming through. Vice President Vance is speaking right now. He says, we think that China will have to let its population consume more. Okay. There is no conversation between the US and China about a strategic deal on Taiwan. That's what Vance just said. He said it's probably impossible to mediate this without at least some direct negotiation between Russia and Ukraine. There's a big gulf between the Ukrainians, big gulf, like he's saying, like in terms of like where they want to be to make a deal. Vance says we think that the Russians are asking for too much. The security posture over the last 20 years is not adequate for the next 20 years. Can't disagree with anything of what he's saying there. That's coming through right now. Shaw said, reach out when you're ready to do one in Asia. Thailand would be super. Look at, yeah, it would, dude. It would be awesome. It's just so far. You know what I'm saying? It's just so far. And I don't know how big of a pull I have for Asia. I know I can sell tickets in America, and I know I can sell tickets in Europe. Just don't know about Asia. All right, we're still chilling. I mean, opening range is now set. We are at 945. It is 17 points. So I was right to say it's not going to be super volatile today. You look at it here. We're sitting on this overnight VWAP, that previous day VWAP. Buyers are now stepping in above today's New York VWAP. Orders are at 50 here, still a little bit down at 30. If we can start to make legs higher, I think you'll be pretty easy to be a buyer today. That's my opinion. Stocks are fairly green. Amazon's up now 1.5%. What type of news are we getting through Amazon here? Why are they up 1.5%? Can anybody get a source on that? I got no read on that. Delta is not telling me much here. If anything, Delta's bad. Delta being so low, Delta's this cumulative volume Delta down here. That tells me that we may come back to those 30s. That 600 should be 2,500 if we're going to be bullish. So I'm not ready to just buy on a retouch of those VWAPs because we easily could swoop down there. If I could talk, swoop down there and get those 5630s. See that 30 right there? That's what I'm thinking. But I got the account ready. Yeah, so I got the trailer posted from Slade. So you guys will see that this weekend. Again, everybody, Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time. Every weekend, that's when we drop the podcast. No giveaway this weekend, but I'm going to do giveaways on like the next 3 or 4 after this one. Also, I see some people in the Twitter chat asking about links. I got discount code links for Top One Futures, Tradeify, TradeZella, all the stuff that I like to use. Just go to the link in my bio. Right now with Top One Futures, it's 55% off and there's an instant payout add-on for free. So you don't have to wait the 14 days between payouts. That's a good value that you get to add on. So I would recommend grabbing a couple of accounts while you can, because that 55% off is not going to last. I know they are lowering it to like 30 or 35% for us. I think on Saturday. I'm not sure exactly. I got nothing through the news yet. There's nothing in the news about why they popped up yet. Joe Biden, your podcast are now my Netflix. Dude, Joe Biden, then why'd you cancel your membership to being on stream with us, bro? I saw you canceled because I get emails about it. Whoever signs up, whoever cancels. I see Joe Biden canceled membership. I was really sad. I like having someone in the chat named, if he leaves, everybody, we need someone to replace him as Joe Biden in the chat. I like talking to Joe Biden every day. Please. El Murder, can you become the new Joe Biden? Now, for those of you watching on YouTube, watching on X, I just want to let you know we stream every single day on ASFX TV. That's who I'm interacting with right now in the chat. Not only do we have our free course hosted on our website, ASFX TV, but this is where the streams are as well. So you can see when you pop on our stream, if you take the free trial and everything, you get to see me, and that's where you get to interact with the live chat here. So use the code ASFX, same code for TradeZella, same code for Top One Futures. That'll give you 50% off. If you do want to come sign up to ASFX TV, I'll give you your first month for half off. Big discounts everywhere. Just use the code ASFX. Same as every other influencer. I got the same code everywhere. Just try to put it in. You go to Walmart, try to put my discount code in. It might fucking work. Honestly, who knows? Thanks, Lance. Is there any discount code on ASFX TV subscription? Jack said. So, Jack, if you're already a member, no. If you're a new member, yes. Oh, there we go. Here we go. I knew something was coming to go get those 30s. What just hit? What did Vance just say, or what just happened? Because look at how it gets to those 50s and it just edged the shit out of them. Look at that. Didn't want to fill those orders right here at 50. Big selling volume there, just tanked the delta. Okay. Definitely don't step in and be a buyer here. Let's wait and see if something comes through the news. Pam said top one futures has been a great experience. Good. I'm glad to hear that. I would love to, they just paid out their first live trader. His name is Desi. I know him. He's a really great trader. He lives in LA. I would love to be live with them soon. I'm working on that. You got to get the 3 payouts. I've only had 1 so far, so I'm working on that. I would love to get some of our ASFX people live. Like that would be amazing. Who wants to be a sim prop trader? Really? Nobody. But a live prop trader, like he's taking daily payouts out of the live account, that's huge. So if you're enjoying the experience with Top One, they have a very smooth path to live. I mean, I've been trading with some of these other firms for a while, never got talked to about a live account, never understood how to get called to a live account. And everybody treats sim like a joke anyway. So at least if you have the carrot of the live account dangling in front of you, you can have a goal to work towards. And if you do that with a good company, I think it actually gives you some hope in your career. You know what I'm saying? And not just trading day to day as a little degenerate. Omar, hi from the Middle East. Thanks for being here. Karen said it's worth it. Oh, yeah. Thanks for me there. Showing our price. Okay. Yep. So we got a little bit of buyer stepping in, still 56.30 and then 56.50. So we got clear levels here, 50 and 30. There's your opening range anyway, right? So now seeing those orders on the book here, everybody, and here tells me I'm not doing anything until one of those is taken. This is a really big point, everybody. When an opening range lines up with orders on the book and we are sitting in the range and we haven't really broken out yet, I don't want to trade until we break either one of those levels. Either we take the sellers at 56.30 and we look for shorts more to the downside, or we take the buyers at 56.50 and we look for a move to the upside. A trade right now in the middle is a gamble. It's a coin flip. That's really how I feel, especially when you add in the fact that previous day VWAP and today's New York VWAP are also right in the middle. So we have levels that are walls and we have congestion in the middle. This is a no trade environment for me. That's all. We just wait for a second. We don't need to do anything. Sprinkle on top the fact that this is Fed day. This could be in this range all day, taking those orders on both sides. It would not surprise me if it ranges until the Fed, 2:30 this afternoon. That would be normal. We've seen that many times. So knowing all that information, you see how I'm able to just stay calm, stay like patient, and just wait for something that actually makes sense to be in. Does that make sense? Yes, in the chat if you follow me yet. Wow, that was weird. Extras lagged through my stop loss, minus 603. Then 3s later, P&L changed and it went back to my stop. Interesting. Why do I only use black candles? Okay, I'll come back to that. I'm new to the future trading. Is level 2 bookmap? Yep, level 2 and bookmap are the same thing. Exactly. Okay, good. Everybody's following me there. Nice, nice. All right, good. So why do I always use black candles? Well, because once you go black, you don't go back, bro. No, I'm just kidding. It's really for noise. You know what I mean? Like the colors I have on my chart are usually VWAPs, and I try to remember those colors. A green is all-time high. Yellow is usually a news event, something like that. That's enough colors. The red and green candles induce emotion. Whether you want to agree with me or not, you're wrong if you disagree. They always induce emotion. It's just a matter of, do you give into that emotion all the time or not? The more you trade, the less likely you are. But especially when you're new, you chase colors on candles. I think that the markets are meant to take your money. You're fighting against a 90% probability that you're going to lose when you're a trader. So look at everything that they tell you to do and always question it. One of those things is the colors of your candlestick. It doesn't need to be green and red. Black makes it unemotional. Simply like that's it. Alfredo, I would not disagree with that. Alfredo said volume by this time is extremely low and the book is thin. So subject to sweeps. Is my analysis correct? Sometimes, yes. I don't know if I'm a time-based guy. You know what I'm saying? But due to the factors that I just said about FOMC day, tight opening range, orders on both sides of the opening range, I wouldn't be surprised to see a sweep of either side. You know what I mean? So I totally understand what you're saying. Low volume in general on the book, you can see here. Very thin here, even thin in here, right? So Frank, why not brown? I'm colorblind. Can't see brown. Makes sense. Candlestick is like the Black Widow, so change the black. Yeah. Try it. Most people that have tried it never go back. I did. I went all black and then I went black and red just for like the marketing of my business, and then I'm back to all black now. You got to learn where your brain's going to play tricks on you, like Jack just said in the chat, or Charlie, excuse me. Someone asked, "Will Evan be in today?" Evan's off today. Yeah, so no news here on that shaking. Like I got nothing coming through financial juice, which tells me again, it's like low volume conditions, very rangy conditions. I don't really trade well when we're in rangy markets. It's not usually where I do well. So we're just going to. Gap is pretty close below us. Yeah. Yep. So one of the values I think of trading with people live on the internet is you learn how they see things day to day. Like if you watch someone every day, for example, everybody loves Patrick Whelan. He's crazy. But if you watch the way that he trades very similarly every day. You know, I think that if you follow someone every day, you start to understand when they should be trading and when they should not be trading. For me, I really like to make sure we're not stuck in a range on a Fed day and I'm just really stuck in a position. I've been there. Like we could go into my TradeZella and pull up trades on Fed days where I'm stuck in a position for 4 hours. I hate that. I hate that. So I'd rather wait and be quick with the trade. Like we said, if we take the 5650s here and we trade as we go higher, that makes it easier for me. But Delta's still not positive enough for me to feel like we're definitely going higher. This Delta should be bigger. Live chat. Lance said, is everyone sitting on their hands because of Powell's speech? I am right now. Austin, what was your trigger taking you from losing to a winning mindset? It's an interesting question. I'll come back to that. Pam said, do you think that about black fill up or black outline down? Or is direction of the candle itself, you're saying? It's the direction of the candle. It's the color in general. Just get rid of the colors, Pam. That's my opinion. So Khalid said, what was your trigger taking you from a losing mindset to a winning mindset? I think I've always had a winning mindset. Even when I think of that song whenever this question comes up by Russ, where he says like, I was rich before I was, or I'm rich when I was broke, whatever, since I was broke, I think is the name of the song. So like my head, to answer your question, I've always thought I've been good. I've always been a winner, even when I was broke as shit. Like I think back to even in sports, like I've always thought I was better and faster, even when I'd lose. So I don't know if you teach that because I don't know who taught that to me. But as far as I think back, I've been stubbornly optimistic and bullish on myself in everything that I do. I'm humble enough to say, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I need help, but I think I'm going to do it better than you. Like if Novak coached me in tennis, I think I'd be better than Novak if I really put my mind to it. Like if I wanted to be a bodybuilder and I worked out with Ronnie Coleman in his prime and Ronnie got me in shape and Ronnie, I think I'd be better than Ronnie. That's where I think that's how you become successful is you have to have like a dumb level of confidence in yourself, even if it makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? That unwavering self-belief. Don't know where that comes from, bro. Maybe being inspired, hanging out with people that inspire you, being around people that uplift you and not pull you down, right? Not being around people that have small goals and want small-minded conversations. Maybe that helps. Murray got profit hit on the longs. Hopefully that answers your question, Khalid. Hopefully. Yeah, I mean, I think Murray's probably looking at it saying like he took a mid-range long Murray, I'm going to guess, with like a stop like this, right? I mean, in hindsight, that plays. You also get a strong buyer's take here, right? So like as this holds, higher low, starts to come back through, trade back into these highs. Now the 50s have been taken. Yeah, I think that's a decent trade. That's probably the trade of the morning so far. Of course, in hindsight, but I think that's the trade. Michael said 50s got gobbled. Yep. The disciplined idiot. Yep. The only way you can learn that trait is if you aren't born with it is by eating a lot of shit sandwiches. Yeah, you're right, Lance. You got to eat a lot of shit and then you learn. Took a scalp up, made a few bucks. Nice. Mario said this is exactly his trade. Yeah, so for the way we trade, Futures 101, Futures 2.0, our free course and everything, if you watch those courses, you'll see this is the best entry of the morning. Some people maybe would buy this big bar here at 940. I would default to just saying, wait for the opening range to set, then look to take your trade. That's 5 minutes until the range is set. So the best entry once the range is set would be this one. Mid-range entry, stop at opening range low, trade it to opening range high like this. Risk 10 to get 8, basically, which is not bad for the way we trade. It's not bad. Everybody screenshot this, save that. You want that. So our guests should be joining us soon. As we take out opening range high, 56.55 and 56.60 above look like they want to do some work for us. Traded up higher to that range. Yep. Good. I mean, if you were in this long, I'd be out of it right now, or at least like 90% out of it, because we just broke opening range now for real here. We pinned it here, but now we've taken it again. There's a good chance that we come back into the range. We usually do not double break and run. So because there's going to be a pullback, I'd recommend taking 90% of the trade off here and the stop. Nice. Can we get a P&L check in the chat on who hit that trade? Adam said, do you count wicks as break of opening range? It's a good question. Like here it breaks, but to me, the way my eyes see it, it's not a closure, so it's not a strong break. But if you ask me, did it break? The answer is yes. If it pinned it, it broke it. It's a yes or no question. Is it enough of a break for me to want to consider it for a trade? Like, does it match what my trade setups look like? No, I don't usually trade based on that. Guest number 1. Hello, sir.
What up, gangsta?
What's up, dude? How's your fasted cardio?
It was great. Honestly, I've been like really enjoying it lately because I wake up at 5 and I'm like, fuck this. I don't want to do this. And then I just go do it. And I'm like, oh, it actually felt good to do that. So
it does, bro. It does. You just got to get yourself there. When I was living at this apartment in Clearwater, we had a beautiful view. And once I was on the treadmill, put that bitch in incline and go. You're doing it on an incline, right?
Yeah. On an incline.
Okay. Got to. Yeah. I mean, get a nice view, get the heart going a little bit, a little sweat.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. And that's the whole point, is just like, it's early, kind of get cruising and stuff, and it just feels good. So
100%.
Well, gang, Lawrence.
If you don't know Tanner, that's Tanner. Lawrence is here too. Everybody, Lawrence is on Twitter. What is it, Lawrence? LB Investor?
LBD Investor, yeah.
LBD Investor, yeah.
Lawrence was too long. It's normally Lawrence the Investor on all my platforms, but Lawrence was too long. So
I feel like 8 out of 10 people can spell your name correctly, but there's probably 2 idiots that screw it up. Am I fair?
6 out of 10 because they put it's LAWRE. They put WER, or they put LAU. They do LAU.
Yeah. We know who finished 5th grade. No, you know who's tricky? Zach's name. Zach's last name, Boyajian. That one's tricky. So I give him like that's not even work. I just put Zach B. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I wouldn't even try that.
100%. All right, so let's talk trading, boys. Are either of you in anything yet?
I'm long right now. I'm just looking for NQ VWAP as my target. Like this, it just clearly the market just is buying up every bid. So that little opening range at the open was kind of tricky.
Yeah,
but that like failed attempt to go lower on NQ at like that once we swept 19,865 and just went down like 5 points and then held.
Yep.
And that's something I like to look for a lot, is like when price like attempts to go lower and there's no follow through and there's a lot of fighting there. I'm like, oh, okay, like clearly like they're not going to follow it through. So that's kind of like my idea with those really good risk reward entries. Unfortunately, I didn't get in there. I waited for a little bit more confirmation. So yeah, now we're kind of just holding it and see if it
Are you trailing stop?
I did move my stop up. Yeah, I did trail it. Yeah, okay, I need to work on that, dude. That's my number one thing. Like the past, like literally just even at the seminar, right? Like the seminar, that was something I could have trailed it a bit better. Past 2 days with Lawrence, dude, me and him have been streaming, and I've just caught these insane killer entries. Yeah. And then the thing is, I've been trying shorts just because risk reward wise, like I'd be right up at VWAP, try a short, I'd kill it. And as we would push down towards like the lows or whatever it is, I would be like, oh, I'm going for the bigger move. And it just wouldn't follow through. And then we get a crazy reversal candle and it would wipe me out. And I would go from like, I'd be like up 800 to break even. And I was like, bro. So that's been like really frustrating. But honestly, I talked about this in my story yesterday. It's just something like, we always have stuff we need to work on. That's clearly something I need to work on right now. So.
Love it. If you want, Tanner, you can share screen too, so we can see exactly. I was doing it on my screen as you did, but see if you can get a screen share on so we can pop that up just to show everybody your entry. Lawrence, what about you, buddy?
So yeah, I saw that. First of all, I got cooked this morning because I was being impatient, right? I went long way too early. That 949 candle, we got swept. That precise entry, those precise entries that Tanner gives, I'm trying to steal that from him. That's like his number one strength. So those liquidity sweeps and then enter, I'm working on that. I didn't take the entry off the sweep at 949 because I'm still learning. So I'm just waiting right now for one more trade. So cool. I took a nice little paper cut loss early this morning.
That's good.
Impatient, but
do we know why it swept? Why did it sweep so hard? Do we have any? Was there news?
I have no idea.
Okay. Those like manipulation candles, man. It's like there's no news. It just all of a sudden just like boom. And everyone's like, oh, we're going down, but there's not really a reason for it. And there's no follow through. And like, that's, the manipulation. So,
what'd you think of my squats yesterday?
Dude, I'm stoked to see it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, you got to go a little bit deeper. But if your first time squatting and like, you know, we're heavy squatting in a while.
Well, because you don't know. So like when my dad passed and I had my son, I went like a year and a half of not working out. Shit just got crazy. I was moving and I was busy. So this is, I hired a trainer on Zoom. That's who you heard in the video. One more, Austin. He's my Irish. Yeah, it's my boy Liam.
Nice.
Hired him in January. He checked yesterday. We started like January 15th or something. So now we're like 4 months into it basically. And I'm starting to like really feel like I'm back in shape. You know what I'm saying?
Good. Yeah. And you know what's so crazy? I was just thinking about it this morning. Like, dude, we got back from Tampa. I just felt like fucking gross. I hadn't trained or moved that much in like 5 days. Like I had like, you know, 17 whiskeys. So like it was definitely like I got back. I was like, oh, I feel so out of it. I feel gross. But literally it's been 3 days now. And this morning I woke up and I was like, I was back on my food for 3 days, like dialed in, like eating really good, tracking my macros, like doing how I normally do. Obviously not drinking or anything, and just like getting good sleep too. I got some really good restorative sleep, and literally 3 days after, I'm like, oh, I'm already pretty much feeling back to 100. So
100%, dude. Sauna a little bit, sleep in a little bit, and you're all right. I think it helps that the casino waters down those drinks so bad. Well, tell everybody, Lawrence, tell everybody your opinion of the casino here in Tampa. Break it down.
I love it, bro. Here. I love it. I had a great time, honestly.
Good.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was way better than I thought it was because you know I live here in Fort Lauderdale, like 5 minutes from Miami, bro. So you know I'm right next to the Hard Rock down here, and honestly, the one in Tampa is a little bit better than the one here. Like
really,
the one, yeah, like the one here you can do more. Like it's a little bit bigger, but as far as the people in Tampa, like everybody's way more interactive. You know, you get a couple drinks, you start talking to strangers and start venting and tell them, "Hey, I'm a professional gambler." They get all interested in stuff, and you know, it was 100%. A good time, man.
What about you, Tanner? You had a good time at the blackjack table?
No, I fucking hate gambling. So like we got there and I played craps first thing, like without any of you, and I actually kind of did good. This guy next to me was on a heater, bro. He's on this crazy roll, and he had like the guy had like 5K in front of him, chips, and the casino came up to him like, "Hey, like just so you know, we're gonna give you whatever you want, pretty much." And so he's just crushing it. I'm like, "All right, cool, hot roll. This looks good." And sat down. It was $25 minimum, so like, you know, I'm starting to bet on some of the numbers and stuff. And I was up like 150. I was solid. Then, you know, when the minimums are 25 though, and you have one bad roll, like, you know, I got 150 out on the table easily. It takes it all out. So took that all out. Like I ended up, some guy crapped out. I walked away and I was basically just back at break even. And then Evan's next to me. He's like, "Oh, what's up?" And I'm like, "Oh, let's go play blackjack." And there was no small tables open. There's only $100. And I was like, all right, fuck it. So I sat down on the $100 table. And I was like, I'm probably just gonna do one hand here and then maybe move to something else. First hand, I get a 9, I get 19, and the dealer gets like, I think 15. And I'm like, oh dude, I'm golden here.
Nope, 6.
Dealer hits and it's a 4, and I push. And I'm like, I literally look at Evan, I was like, dude, are you serious? Like, okay. So then I try one more hand. Of course, I lose it, and I just get up and I'm like, all right. And then I go to the slot machine, and I was like, I'm gonna try to hit a bonus. I hit a bonus and actually end up making back like 100 or something like that. And then after that, I think I went back to blackjack.
It was 114. The bonus was 114.
Yeah. And then after that, went back to blackjack, and it was just all downhill. And that's when you saw me. I sat next to you, and I was just like,
fuck it.
Like, I hate this.
Well, you know what, bro? It's a good lesson in trading of can't bet too big or you blow your load. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was sitting there thinking too, like, because you know I do a lot of sports betting. So I'll tell you a quick story.
My God, I was cracking up at you and your brother at dinner, bro.
Oh, dude. I was but this is a story you don't know. And the trade looks good now.
Yeah, it's looking good.
I do really well in sports bets. I was profitable last year. I was up on my account and I cut it in half in like 3 days, just going too hard. So I stopped gambling. I put it away. We went to the seminar. I didn't touch it. Came back, bet $100 on the Knicks at halftime, and made $1,400 on that bet, or $900 on that bet. Yep. First bet back, not even that big, just $100, made back half of my losses basically right there.
There you go.
It was a good reminder of like, you got to take a break sometimes to see things better, just to get realigned with when you're hitting. It's just like trading. And then the same thing gambling. When we were doing the blackjack and me and Adam were winning, as soon as he got up and this lady sat down, the vibe changed. And I said to Joey Morgan, I was like, bro, if I lose 2 hands, I'm getting up. Vibe's done. I got to pee. Vibe's done. And now I lost them both in a row. So it is a weird thing. It's like something in the universe. It's the ether, right? You got to feel the energy. I know people are going to be like, bro, that's not how you win sports bets. You worry about your sports bets. I'll worry about my sports bets. That's how I fucking win. Okay.
My favorite was just your brother with like the Norwegian table tennis shit.
Oh yeah,
like,
Czechoslovakian.
That's like I've seen so many memes on stuff like that. They're like it's 3 a.m. and I'm balls deep all in on this Czechoslovakian like table tennis, like the exact same thing. And then your brother's like, no, serious, the odds are great. And I'm like,
one time he sent me one about like it's like girls in bikinis playing ping pong in Russia at 2 a.m, and we're betting on that. I'm like, that's the 2025 version of like bros night out. You just hang
literally,
out
bro.
betting on girls playing ping pong.
That's actually it though.
Back to trading for a second, Tanner. You
Yeah.
both were looking for longs up to VWAP. You said VWAP. So the VWAP you're looking at there, the blue line is the daily VWAP set at the changeover, correct?
Correct. Yeah. On it's a little bit different on NQ itself. It's 19,970 on my other screen, but
I got it at 19,975 on mine.
Okay, yeah, it's just a little bit. It varies a little bit, I think, depending on the broker and how they set it. Because this is MNQ, so if I like to look at just NQ VWAP itself, and it's never going to be perfect. It might get really shallow to it. What I'm with a safer exit right here would be just a little sweep of this liquidity, but I'm like, all right, it's only like 8 more points. I'd rather go for it. So that's what I'm looking for right now. Is just into that VWAP and. I'm not looking for more, to be honest. I just
great
for that. So yeah,
I'm looking for the most. I'm going.
I know Lawrence is going. Oh, he's already all in. SPX 0 DTE.
Yeah,
so
bro.
On ES, Tanner, 56.55 just got gobbled up. There were orders there as that makes a new high. It's now at its overnight VWAP, that daily VWAP, but there's also orders above it still 6-7 points higher at 56.60. So all morning on Bookmap, the delta has not been like super strong, but look at like if I zoom out here, look at where it's been telling us it wanted to go. You can see from 9:30, there were orders up here. They got taken right here. Now it's layering orders here at 56.60 and even at 65. So it seems like it might want to continue higher.
Yeah, it's just one of those grindy actions, right? And so it's when we have
how high does it go before the Fed news? It grinds, and then how high does it grind before Fed news?
Exactly. And then what are they going to do? How are they going to manipulate it, right? Like that's always the thing. So
100%.
What's really interesting here is RTY is starting to turn and go towards low a day, and YM's starting to lose its VWAP. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a top coming in here for NQ soon, and then probably coming back into the range.
YM looks terrible compared to NQ and ES. So the sideways, if not lower here. I
tried that. I tried the YM short initially off VWAP this morning, and I looked for the follow through. It didn't follow through.
Where was that? Like here, like somewhere early here?
Well, honestly, right at the open, we ripped right into VWAP, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try the short, and then it looked good. It like really pumped all the way back down, and then they did that thing where they're holding it. I remember just the classic, dude. I've seen price action enough now where I'm watching it, and I'm like, this isn't doing what I want it to do right now. I don't like this.
100%.
And but I need to be acting on that more. That's the problem, and be like, okay, just get out here, just cover it, and look to reassess. But there's sometimes where it does follow through. So that's kind of the hard part of the probabilities, obviously, and when it comes to managing. So
this was the trade that entries. This was the trade the boys had, speaking to what you're saying, before you guys came on. Some of the guys in the chat were long here as we took VWAP on ES. They just traded it from like 56.41 into that high here, and they're all out of it, I think, right now. I think I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe a little more, like you're saying, Tanner, go up into these 60s. But at some point, I think this comes back into the range. I don't think this becomes a full bull trend day all the way until 2 o'clock. That would surprise me.
No, I don't either, dude. I just think everyone's waiting on the announcement. That's why this action is so garbage right now. And
it's Amazon, bro. Look at Amazon. Amazon's up 2.3%. Everything else is flat. Nothing else is even up 1% yet. So what is pushing Amazon?
I don't know. I didn't see that. The only thing I have on my screen that's doing really well is I watch like some individual name stocks. Actually, it's so funny. I was thinking about this morning. So I saw some news on Disney. Disney's up like almost 10%. I don't know what the news was, but Disney has just been out of play for so long. And that used to be an options name I would trade all the time. And I thought about the saying, once you go woke, you go broke. And literally once they did that, bro, like it has been not in play and just like the stock's been trash.
Because I mean, what political side do you think the majority of investors are?
Oh, conservative, dude.
Right. So when they hear go woke, go, no one's going to trade that Disney shit no more, bro. It says it's because of earnings too. Walt Disney reported Q2 adjusted earnings of $1.45 per share, beating estimates of $1.19. The company forecasts $5.75 per share for fiscal 2025. and the stock is up 6.5% on that. But if you look at it, like you said, on a daily chart, it's one pop up in a stock that's pretty beat down. Look at it.
Yeah. It's literally, it's destroyed, dude. It's like,
it's half off.
It's half off. And I mean, Disney probably still has good potential long term, but
you know how much they charge for you to go there when you park? It's like $150 to park, even if you're from Florida.
What?
It's
like, that's right. You guys got Disney World in Florida,
dude. It's so expensive. Like, I don't know how people. The only people I think that go are like foreigners that are coming as tourists. Like, because people I know in Florida are like, dude, I go for the day. I don't stay at the hotel. We pack a lunch because it's unhealthy food and it's expensive. Like, it's changed. Yeah, it's way, way different.
Dude, if I get this pop right here, just right above the 62, and I don't get instant follow through, I'll probably just close it.
It looks good. Bruce, this is Lawrence, James, Tanner. I don't know if you guys met yet.
Not officially, no. What up, dude?
Man?
Oh, this is good. Bruce, what's up, bro?
What's up, guys? Yeah, not officially, but we do follow each other. So I guess we're friends online.
Yeah. Lawrence, Bruce, you guys got to hang out at the next seminar, because I was saying to James when we were talking, like, James likes to have a good time, Lawrence likes to have a good time. You two together would be a good old time.
Yeah, let's do it. Lawrence, where you from in the States, bro?
I'm originally from Maryland, like 15 minutes from DC, but I live in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. You're from Baltimore? That's cool, bro.
No, dude, I'm not from Baltimore. I watch a lot of American sports. I'm from South Africa, bro.
What?
He's in Balito right now.
I'm in Balito, South Africa.
Yep.
Yeah,
so
that's
James
one thing that I did love about this seminar, Austin, is like I met so many people from so many different places. Like, so many people flew out, brother. Like, it was crazy. Even Randy, Randy was like, man, just come out. Come to Canada, bro. Like, come to Vancouver, bro.
Bro, that's just Randy, bro. He's the most friendly fucking guy ever. That's Randy. Yeah, Randy's the kind of guy, like, you just bring him around people and you're guaranteed that the person's going to like you because you brought Randy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
guys like me got to keep guys like Randy around, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But James and I met 2018,
2019. Yeah, 2019.
And then James was the first coaching client I ever had.
Cut this, dude.
Cut it?
Yeah, all the other markets are
get green. Yeah. We could range hard, bro. Like,
I just don't like how RTY is breaking down, at YM starting to break down, and this is look at that.
Yep,
I don't like that.
Yep, let's see what it'll do. Maybe it'll come back and hold VWAP because there's still orders above. But I was going to say, Lawrence, James was the first student that I had. Basically, he was the reason we started the Black Shirt Club. He made $100,000 in the first year we worked together, and then we were hey, we could probably coach people, and that was the Black Shirt Club in 2019.
Oh shit, nice, bro. It's a pleasure. It's an honor to meet you.
James is the real deal, bro. James is one of the only traders in South Africa that is profitable, verified by a regulated broker. Right, James? Yeah. Brag for a second. Tell him what the guy told you, what the broker told you.
Yeah, no, it was a couple of years ago. It was like it was like when I was first finding out how sketchy the space can be, dude. And he was like, you made the most money in Africa in that this month. And I was like, what? And he's like, dude, I thought that guy made $100,000 in a trade the other day. And he's like, yeah, that's that guy just lies, bro.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah. So South Africa is known for scammers too. It's like Miami, bro. It's basically like where you live.
Yeah, no, it's terrible out here.
Yeah. Same thing.
Lawrence, so you watch a lot of football from that side then?
I don't, bro, because if I sit there and I watch football, I'll be so unproductive. I'll be so unproductive, bro.
Tanner, you got to get your boy here. Tell him to loosen up a little bit. All right.
Yeah.
You got to sit down and enjoy a little bit, Lawrence. It's okay. No sports at all, Lawrence? You're not a sports guy at all?
I love basketball. Oh,
like bro, talk to me about that game last night. Talk to me about that game.
And I watch it, bro. I'm not, because I will watch basketball all day. So I had to cut it out. I'm already playing Call of Duty majority of my days, bro. I take my.
But he won't watch football. He won't watch football.
Yeah, so that's where we swap. I'm not playing the video games, but I'm doing ping pong bets all day. I got a tennis bet on right now.
Ping pong bets. Yeah, dude.
Shit.
But Lawrence, how about that game last night, bro? That
Tanner says that you have to bench 225 to get into his group, bro.
Yep. That's Tanner said you got to deadlift 700 to get into theirs.
That's the only way.
Yeah, but for real, Lawrence, did you see the game last night, bro?
I did, and I missed it.
Oh my God, bro. Go watch the highlights. They stole it at the end. Halliburton stole it, bro. It was unbelievable. Like, I literally out loud got up and yelled. It was crazy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much for you to get up and yell.
No, you're right.
That doesn't really mean much to me, bro.
Yeah, so James, me and the boys are all hanging out in Miami this weekend. We're doing podcasts on Saturday, so we're going out to dinner Friday night.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, Ev told me. That's gonna be fun, bro. I'm going to that Cape Town Finance Magnet seminar. I'm speaking at that thing at conference at the end of the month, so that'll be quite cool too.
Yeah, that'll be good. Do some good networking,
Bro,
rub some shoulders.
Austin, so one of my best friends is in Miami right now visiting his mom lives there.
Right, you were telling me.
Yeah, there for the week. And he sends me a message. You know, obviously I love EDM, and there's like Subtronics is playing on Saturday. There's another artist, Infect, I love, playing on Friday. And I'm like, dude, I was like, I can't go out Friday night because then literally 8:30 a.m. for the podcast, I'm gonna be like, hey,
rough,
what's up, man?
rough, bro.
Yeah,
of
course, like that weekend, I'm like, dude, two really good artists I love. I'm like,
dude, risky call. Here you go, Lawrence. I got you. I would, Tanner, if we go anywhere, it would have to be like the 6:30, 6:45 buffet at 11. That way we can be home by 12. You know what I'm saying? And then get up for the podcast the next day. Ready? Lawrence, watch this.
Dude.
Yeah, let me see.
And they've got to, again, get this basketball in.
Come by 12 seconds. They haven't had the lead all game.
If you're your guys have got to do a much better job.
So he misses the foul shot, gets his own rebound.
Halliburton, the rebound.
9 seconds,
No, he didn't.
dribbles out.
No, he didn't.
Timeout.
Cross this dude up and hit the three to win it, bro.
No, he didn't.
No.
No
way.
Crazy, bro?
That's so sick.
The stadium is silent. You heard the buzzer real loud because no one is loud.
Oh my god.
That's why I love sports so much, dude. Like,
That's
you can't
crazy.
write that.
Did you check when his dad was getting in Giannis's face?
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, James is a big sports guy, just so you guys know. Bruce is big on sports. All right, so what are you doing on this point of the day now, Lawrence? Talk to me about the way you trade. Are you done now because it's basically fucking cooked? It's kind of sideways, not getting any. Like, where do you see the day going into the Fed stuff?
So basically, for me, once I'm in a trade, I'm in it, brother. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I keep everything super simple. Once I enter a trade, regardless of what's going on, I try to take consideration. Like, obviously, I'm not going to trade during 2 p.m. to 2:30 or whatever the case may be. And normally, I don't even trade Fed, to be honest. So this is the most this time period is the most I'll ever take on a trade, bro. Like, I don't like to trade catalysts. I like consistency, right? I like to do the day by day price action, day by day, thing. I don't really want to, trade during FOMC. Like, right now, I'm going long right now. This is my second stab at it because I got swept, like I said earlier. But yeah, I'm going long right now, and I'm just going to wait till I get my simple 2 to 1.
Where's your stop on? Where you're at NQ? Do you have a stop specific? Like, is it at VWAP, under VWAP?
So my stop is at. Sorry, my stop is at 908.
So right under New York VWAP.
Yeah, right under New York VWAP.
I like that.
So here it comes. All I had to do was call it out. It's
yep. Now that you said long, now it goes.
yeah, it's coming right forward now.
That's why I don't like everything. So everything's heavy,
right
dude.
Here, if I get stopped out right here, I'm done for the day. So yeah, I'm done for the day.
Yeah, Meta's up too. Look at that. Facebook's ripping and Amazon is ripping. But look at like Microsoft dead, Nvidia dead, Tesla's dead. It's interesting.
I need Apple to rip, dude. I got some leaps and
you still holding them.
Yeah, I mean, they expire in January. So
yeah, no, that was a good call. That's why, like, your options knowledge is what I need more from you, because, like, what I was doing. I was buying TQQQ and I closed it. Like, I'm out of that position fully.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't have something where, like, I have a skill to play a longer term idea that isn't investing. I don't want to invest and just hold it. I want to learn how to play the options.
For sure. I would say the thing with leaps is it is a little bit more like investing in that sense, because you're just buying further dated expirations.
Got it.
But for me, it was just a setup, dude. Like I talked about this multiple times. Apple only tests its 200 period weekly moving average like once every, I don't know, eight years or some ridiculous time. So when I saw that, I was like, I don't care if this doesn't work. Like, I have to attempt this. I have to.
100%.
So, and it wasn't crazy. I feel like $3 grand.
You got swing?
Say
you got swingers?
Swing?
It depends on what day of the week, buddy. No, I have money in a retirement account and a SEP account that my wife and I contribute to a lot, and I buy VOO, and that's all I do. I've been doing that for like 3 years. That's it.
Ooh, big VOO man.
Yeah, but because it's easy and I don't have to think about it. And then what I was doing stupid, Lawrence, was I had a bunch of money in a brokerage account at Fidelity. Fidelity is really not good for like day trading, swing trading, because you get bad fills. So they ended up realizing I shouldn't be doing any retirement stuff in Fidelity other than the stuff I'm never going to sell, really, that I don't care to sell for years. So I took that money out and I actually put it at Interactive Brokers. And now in that account, I swing trade stuff where I'll hold things like I did with the TQQQ for like a week, try to get something like that, and then just stack wins. I've been interested more. Tell me what you guys think of this. Lawrence, your trade looks good, but check out my screen for a second. You ever buy SQQQ, Tanner?
No, I don't. I don't do any of the leverage stuff.
Okay. So it's the TQQQ, right? Got the leverage long. This is the leverage short, right?
Ooh.
So overall, look at it. Awful, right? Because naturally the market,
obviously.
But if you look at it like during bear times, if you would have bought this at the end of February, bro, this thing moved 116%.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So when you think the market could leg down, kind of like I have a little bit of a bias that we leg down again from here, you get 30 to 33, you make 10%. So the market drops.
So this is like a generic VIX.
Oh yeah. It is the inverse of the market. This is 100% the inverse of the Qs. Yep. So when the Qs go up, this thing gets ripped. Like when this, look, this is the Trump candle here. This thing lost 40% in one day when the market moved 600 points. You get what I'm saying? So it's left. So you can get ripped. Okay.
Dude, I look at this action, dude.
Yeah, it's awful. No, this is Fed Day action.
Yeah.
What do you think of this? Give me your opinion on this, because I know you guys do higher time frame stuff. Give me honest. Do you agree, disagree? How do you see this? Okay. Daily time frame here on ES. Year to date VWAP in yellow. All-time high VWAP in green. I see potentially a lower high here and another leg down. Am I stupid? Too amateurish? What do you?
So me and Lawrence talking about this yesterday. I think everyone is expecting a pullback today because they're like, oh yeah, we got to pull back a bit. And I think because of that, we're just gonna get a face ripper.
Oh my God, dude.
Honestly, like that's not financial advice, everyone listening, but it's,
so you think the Fed thing can create the Fed ripper. So then let's play that out for a second. The narrative then would be the Fed comes out, does not change the rates. He says everything is good. Employment looks good. Inflation's under control. Tariffs are headed in the right direction. Why would we need to cut rates? They just leave rates alone and then the market rips maybe.
Yeah. And so what's the other side of the coin on that? Like, so if they do cut rates, this is like big fundamental stuff. I'm not good with this. I just look at charts.
If they cut the rates, usually they cut rates when the market needs to be stimulated. You lower the rate. So think about it like this. I'm going to make it super basic. The Fed lowers the Fed funds rate, which then lowers the interest rate for banks, mortgages, and other things. But it doesn't always work 100% of the time for mortgages. But for then the banks that we get loans from for credit cards and other shit like that, and businesses get loans from, that rate that they get comes from the Fed first. Because let's say the Fed says Fed rate is 5%. Well, if you're the bank, how do you make money? You charge me 5.25. Then the bank you loan to charges 5.50. You see what I'm saying? So that's why the Fed funds rate is always a little lower than what the mortgage rate is or something like that. The interest rate on your credit card.
Yeah,
right?
Prime and repo rate. That's what they call it in South Africa. Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know if it's the same in America.
If they stimulate the market, what do you think happens? Lawrence, the investor, what do you think happens? Like you cut the rate, the market should rip because now you're making it cheaper to go get money. But the question is, why are you doing that? Are we in a bad spot? Is GDP going to drop because of tariffs? That's so it comes back to right now inflation and tariffs because the jobs numbers are really good. There's no unemployment that they're looking at. And the inflation is very low month over month. So now that we're hearing yesterday, you saw the ripper in the Asian session, right? The tariff news was why the ES. That's only because they said they're probably meeting for a deal. Not even that there's a date set. They're probably meeting for it. So look at how bullish and frothy it is to just get a little head. And then, like you said, face rip. Yeah.
That's what I want, dude. I want those apple calls to rip. So,
I mean, how do you guys feel about, because everything that you said is exactly why, bro, I am a huge Bitcoiner, bro. Like how you invest in VOO is how I invest in Bitcoin or whatever the case may be because of this, right? Because inflation is nothing but a bailout, right?
100%.
I think that we need, to a degree, this unpopular opinion probably, but tariffs are necessary, right? Because we're feeding our own economy. Yes, things are going to get a little bit more expensive, but we need to be able to employ our own people so everybody can have jobs in order for everybody to feed their families.
100%.
Right? So it may be an unpopular opinion, but it's the truth. We kind of got to feed our own economy to a degree, right? And I just
you need better jobs too. Like the jobs. I think people don't realize how long that will take, though. Like, you need the better jobs, the manufacturing. But I think it was actually yesterday, bro. We were talking on stream, and it said something came through that said, like, don't let the manufacturing numbers that are going to go up make you think that the economy is doing good, because spending in the services sector is down. So like hotels, restaurants, and shit like that, people are spending less money on. So we have to be careful to not let the news about manufacturing jobs going up dissuade us to think that people are not spending less. They are spending less.
Yeah, sure.
Weird,
sure.
right? The economy is so many levers. That's why it gets so confusing. You know what I mean?
It is. It is.
I could see what you guys said, though. Good. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, no worries. Yeah. And I think that one big misleading factor is that the whole inflation rate, right? The inflation rate is a vector, meaning there's different inflation rates. Like for me, I personally think that, and this might be unpopular opinion as well, I personally think that the return of the S&P 500 is the true inflation rate, in my opinion. Like they might say like 2%, 7%. I don't know which vector or which, what they're relying off on that, or what that
That's an
basis is off
interesting
of.
take.
But I think the S&P 500 is the actual inflation rate if you think about it.
That's very interesting.
Because the moment that inflation increases, not only is it the consumer items increasing in price, the expenses, but also your assets, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
for example, me, I have real estate in Maryland, right?
Mhm.
I have literally done nothing to this property. No forced appreciation, no type of improvements or anything. But yet, since COVID, my fucking property went up
Double.
about like probably like 15% ish, right? And I did nothing. Like that shouldn't be a thing. Like I have to improve the service or the product in order for this
But
thing to
so that's why you're a
appreciate.
Bitcoiner, because it only comes back
Yeah,
to the value of. It's not that the thing got better because you didn't improve it. It's that the value that the thing is priced in is losing its value. Right?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly,
Can,
exactly.
can you elaborate, Lawrence? Can you elaborate just for us South Africans? We're a third world country, not as advanced as you guys. Can you elaborate what you mean by the S&P 500 is inflation rate?
Right. So when you think about it's all layered. It's a pyramid, right? So it trickles down. It's like a waterfall, right? So if inflation goes up, that means that materials will go up, right? Which means that prices will go up.
Yeah.
So if I'm a company that sells Lawrence's t-shirts, right? That's my company, Lawrence's t-shirts. If I go and I purchase thread and I purchase, cotton and wool and sewing machines and all these different things to create this product, which is a t-shirt that I'm trying to sell, right? It's going to pretty much cost me more to create this. So therefore the price will be upcharged. Therefore, you're paying more for the same thing. That goes back to, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the quality of products and services are normally stagnant or going down while the price is going up. In a healthy economy, we should all be increasing our quality and then giving competitive prices, cheaper prices, right? But if you're in a declining economy, at that point, you're getting stagnant and decreased quality of products or services with increased prices for the same thing without improving nothing, right? So that's why I believe that the S&P 500 is the true inflation rate, because when you get that iPhone, no disrespect to Apple, I love Apple, but when you get the iPhone, the only thing that's increasing is probably the camera quality, and that's probably it, bro, for each iPhone. Like it's not nothing ridiculous. Or whenever you buy a product or a service, you're getting the same damn thing, right? The bread that you're buying at the grocery store, like it doesn't have cancer curing ingredients to it, right? But the price keeps going up. So that's why I believe that the S&P 500 is a true inflation rate, because you're getting the same product, same service, but the price of the product and service is going up for the same thing, because the items are costing, the materialistic items are costing more. So that's why.
So basically, if the S&P 500 drops, you think inflation for the year, inflation's up. If it rises, inflation's down, essentially.
So I think that to a degree, I mean, I think that if the S&P begins to decline, it's the reset that we technically kind of need, right? Like I said earlier when I was talking to Austin, I was like, man, I think that we actually need a reset. 'Cause inflation is a bailout. Inflation is like, okay, we're in deep shit. Let's go ahead and print more money, right? So whoever is in charge of whatever whatever politician is in charge of whatever position they're in, they're going to keep their job, right? So we're going to go ahead and print more money, ease everything, bail everybody out, and we're going to ignore this recession that we actually need. We're going to ignore this reset that we actually need. So, I mean, to a degree, but I mean, I think that, like I said, I think that a recession is necessary. I believe that even when Bitcoin crashes, that's technically how an economy is supposed to work. Our capitalistic economy, we need recessions, we need a reset, and we've been avoiding that through easing for several years.
So that's the question. How long can you ease it before the currency is completely worthless? Because no one is going to do what you said and force that type of a reset, because that would be like they take that Fed chair has to take the credit for that. Nobody's going to do that. They're going to kick the can down the road until the value of the dollar is dead. The only thing that keeps the dollar at somewhat importance is that oil trade is still done mostly in dollars, and the debt that these other countries have bought from us is in dollars. Those are the only two things that I think keep everything afloat. Bitcoin looks great, bro. I mean, it looks like it survived that 76 pullback. You know what I mean? Like it looks very healthy on a daily chart here. For sure.
If you look on the monthly chart.
Yeah, the big picture monthly. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, if this continues like that, you'll say, look, inflation went up, your value of your dollar got devalued. We told you to buy the crypto that would hold value because it was a finite amount of it, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what it should do if the theory is correct. Question from the live chat.
Only crypto. I mean, only Bitcoin. Only Bitcoin.
Right? Not the other
nothing
shit
else.
Yeah, for sure. Lawrence, question is, how can you backtest the S&P theory that you just explained? Is there a way to backtest that?
What backtest everything that I was saying as far as the inflation and everything?
Inflation and S&P being correlated to inflation like that. I guess you could if you wanted to.
I mean, you could, like you said earlier, you would have to price it. You would have to price it in Bitcoin or price it into a fixed asset and then price it into USD. So if you price the S&P 500 into Bitcoin, you'll see that it's gradually going down when there's a finite amount. When there's a finite amount of Bitcoin, right? It's a fixed number. It's not going to get any more. So if you price it into Bitcoin, the S&P, Apple, all those companies are going down. But if you price, the S&P and any other company into dollars, it's going to continuously go up because we're constantly printing and investing and feeding it, right?
I mean, what a candle here on the monthly chart. Have you guys seen this on SPY? Look at that pin.
I know, it's pretty crazy, right?
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. I mean, COVID bottom had a nasty pin, but that thing is insane.
If we were to backfill that, dude, that's awful.
That would look awful.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Boys, you've done a great job on stream today. I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you for hanging out. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to make this more regular. So I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit today, and we'll see if we can make something happen. Live chat, throw some W's in the chat for Lawrence, the investor, and the strong trader, the dynamic duo. Boys, leave us with something. Flat for the rest of the day till news. What do you do now? It's 11 a.m. almost. Where do you go, Tanner?
Yeah, I'm pretty much done. I tried a little short right here against VWAP, and if this stops me out, I'm gonna be like barely green on the day. But if it works, I'll be up like 300 to 400 on the day, and I'll probably just call that. I'm not gonna trade Fomc or anything. I got weights to lift, bro. I'm not doing that.
Lawrence, what about you? You still rocking that long, trying to hold this one up?
Yeah. I'm probably just gonna close my screen. My profit target is at 20K flat on NQ.
Yep.
After that, I'm done for the day. I'm not trading that catalyst, man. I just want my consistency, my 1 or 2, call it a day.
Cool. W's are all over the chat. Boys, thank you very much.
Right
chat
on.
soon.
Later.
All right.
Cheers, guys.
Bruce, are you in a trade?
No, I got smoked on my challenges in the London session.
What'd you do?
Bro, I sent it. What else must I say? I sent it. No, I've got my pound locked in tomorrow. So I was like, on my 2 challenge accounts I'm running at the moment, I was up 5%. So I was like, fuck, I need another 5%. I'm not wasting time on challenge. Let me risk 5%. And I took a knock. So yeah.
I'm just looking to see how many people are trading. Who else is in the live chat in a trade here this morning? I got nothing. I think that one long mid-range.
No, bro, yeah.
This market sucks.
I'm going to chill before FOMC. As I said, I've got those payouts locked in with FTMO tomorrow. I knocked down on my, I knocked down those challenges, but I'm back to break even on them. So as I said, I'm here to play, bro. I'm not going to, let me trade $200 a day to get them passed. I was like, stuff that, So,
Bro, what do you think about that game last night? I know you saw it. Jeez.
yeah, no, it was pretty wild, bro.
Pretty wild, bro.
That was pretty sick to see, though, to be honest.
They got both games in Cleveland, bro. That's a big, big W. 2-0 going home.
And Cleveland's good, bro. Cleveland's
Bro,
good.
Tough. And that Knicks game the other night was awesome, too. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah. I love the basketball this year.
And then, obviously, we got the PGA Tour it had the PGA Championship next weekend, not this weekend, next weekend. Dude, I love my sports, bro.
I do, bro. I mean,
we both do. Yeah.
It's a good, I mean, right now in the other room, I got tennis on. You know, I got it on the TV. I love that now the tennis is in Europe. So now, like, I wake up and they're already playing. It's already gone. You know what I'm saying? So I love it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get Leo into it. I want Leo to play tennis.
Tennis is a good sport, bro. Also, you can play for until you're old, you know?
Exactly.
Same as golf, bro. That's why golf, I think I wish I would started it earlier because you can literally play it until you like. There's a guy that I play with. Oh, I'm actually excited this weekend. There's a guy that I play with. He's 83 years old. He plays with a 9 handicap, bro.
Wow.
I mean, that's pretty cool. And I mean, we're playing a new course this weekend. They've just opened up in Bolito. Ernie Els. I don't know if anyone watching knows Ernie Els. Obviously, he used to play in that Target era, but it's his course design, and it's the first time I'm playing it, so I'm looking pretty cool. It's pretty expensive, bro. Like literally, they started off. They were going to say it's $150 equivalent to play the course, and then people complained, and they dropped it down to $70.
Someone in the chat said, "Who was your hockey team? Who you rooting for in the playoffs?"
Hockey. I don't watch flipping hockey.
I don't even know what a hockey is. Hockey who?
Hockey. That's one sport I don't watch. Jeez.
Dude, I'm going to root for not the Florida Panthers. I'll probably root for I like the Canadian teams, bro. I think the Canadian guys are cooler because they always are missing their teeth.
You stumped me there, bro. I can speak on almost every single sport. I can't speak on
dude, I couldn't give you 2 NHL players. I would say like Danny Briere, who hasn't played.
I know one. Wayne Gretzky.
oh no. You know what? I want the Capitals to win. I want Ovechkin to win because I think that'd be sick. He's old as shit. He's old as dirt. So like I think he deserves to win. I want him to win the cup. I think they lost last night though.
Yeah, well, this is the Big Easy. Exactly. It's his design course, bro. And actually, it's a flipping nice course. I mean, $75, and they were going to charge flipping $150, bro, to play a course in South Africa. Like, dude, that's expensive, bro. And guys were complaining this. They dropped it down to 75. So it's still, I mean, for South Africa,
wish that would be here, bro. That's a normal price out here.
Dude, that's it. But that for us, that's expensive. People don't pay that. My whole year membership at the golf club is
$40.
Is $600, and I get unlimited golf for the year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dallas will take it. Yeah, Dallas is great. Florida or the Caps. Okay, good. We got hockey fans in here. That's good. Moses said, "Hey, Austin, are you going to trade later today since no volume right now?" No, I'm not. I'm not trading that for MC, bro. I usually lose. It's not worth it.
Yeah, bro. Let me bring up my.
If you do trade this afternoon and lose, remember, use code ASFX for anything. Go use it at Amazon. Use it on Top Step. Use it, or no, not Top Step. Tradeify. Use it on Top One Futures. Grinder. ASFX will get you a good luck with Grinder. Yes.
Look at this. This is going to get a few comments today on Twitter, bro.
That's it, bro. You should just put that. The caption should be, "Well, fuck." ...
Yeah, dude. No, but I skunked it, bro. I'm not gonna. As I said, I just traded challenges. I got the pounds.
What did you trade? Short and long at the same time? What did you fucking do?
I should have. Then it would nullified out. No, I traded it long, and I got smoked. But as I said, like it was a good trade above opening range high and on the deck. So it was similar to actually this trade. So it was opening range high over here. Boom, boom, boom. Let me just get the London opening range here, like this. And like that. I took the longs over here, got smoked. So this is what it is. Full smoked, bro. But it's a challenge. I'm still up on them. Actually, I'm still up like 1% on them. So I'll got to take the good with the bad. I swung, I missed, is what it is.
Yep. Yeah, this market's kind of beat. I'm curious to see what Zach and Thomas come up with here at the top of the hour. See if they come up with some trades. I know them motherfuckers will, bro. You know Zach's got something.
Oh, dude, that guy I've never seen not take a trade. That guy will have 50 customer support tickets at Top One to look after. He'll still be trading.
Bro, he got so many good compliments yesterday. I was talking to Matt, the CEO of Top One Futures, complimenting Zach so much, bro. So I love to hear that. Zach's a great dude.
Yeah. No, he works hard, bro. He's a good trader too.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, bro. Like the ICT guys are some of the biggest payouts in the last little bit. You know, Kyle, that guy, the Indian dude, who I think his name is Imbir or whatever, the one Tanner helped get the payout. That's $4 million Apex had to pay out to ICT boys. Just to ICT boys.
I won't lie to you. If I got a $2 million payout, do not see me for the next 10 years, bro.
Bro, shut the fuck up, bro. I couldn't get rid of you for that much. I'd have to pay you more.
God.
You're lying. I'd have to give you 20 or 30 million to shut you up.
Yeah, rands.
You'd come back in a week and be bored. You'd be like, I can't be golfing.
I know, dude.
You'd be so bored.
I'll be like, oh, that was nice. And then I'll be like, yeah, I'm not doing anything for 2 months. And then I'll come back after a week, bro.
Yeah. Bro, your guys that did the crypto scam in South Africa made it for something happened. They're in another YouTube video that popped up on my feed last night, and I thought of you. And they had like 5 million views on the video. They're like famous now.
Dude, to check out Lance, he says Joe Biden says the only profitable trader in Africa. Lance says, not sure. I just had a Nigerian prince email me yesterday and told me he could earn me 1 million Bitcoin if I sent him $1,000.
Yeah. Hey, are you still in CrossFit, bro? You still working out?
Of course, bro. In this morning, yeah.
You stole my squats. You see me coming out, I'm gonna be on your ass.
No. You got a while.
Grinder style.
Grinder style. Yeah. Liam uses that ASFX code the most on Grinder. Are you still working out with Liam? Are you still working out with Liam?
Yeah. He's in the video. If you listen in the video, you can hear him. He's like, "Come on, Austin, one big push at the end."
Nice, dude. That's cool, bro. I think the best thing about like leveling up in your trading, that is also being able to invest back into your trading to make more. I've actually hired a full-time mental performance coach. Actually, I had my lesson this morning. So after my loss, it actually resettled me after my loss on the challenge. So it was good.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Jonathan said, "Are we looking for a short on the S&P?" Jonathan, what we're really doing right now is nothing, because it's Fed day and the market has not moved since 10 o'clock. It's been almost an hour and the market has not moved more than 4 points. I would recommend everybody stays flat. Watch the news. Don't blow your load and blow your accounts. If you do, use my code. I will get commissions. Happily, I will take those. Happily. But I'm telling you not to do that, okay? I'm telling you, don't fucking blow your load. Stay flat. Keep it dry. Tanner made a little money there. Lawrence was making a little money. I'm up in one account today. I'm flat in the other. Come back tomorrow. That's what we recommend. Zach and Thomas are going to be on in a few minutes. They might call a trade. They might look for something. They might have the same take as me. Part of ASFX TV is you don't have to just listen to me and James and the regulars. You get a lot of different opinions here. That's what we try to do, is make it well-rounded. So my take on it is I see a tight range. My guess at the open, James, I said when we started the stream, I was like, I bet you it's less than 25 points in the opening range. Opening range was 17. So far, it has literally moved only 25 points exactly. I called it exact. So there's no movement in this, everybody, which is where we can say, oh, it's Fed day. That's why everyone's waiting. Amateurs are going to lose here and lose their account. Like even Tanner was short. He probably got out of that by now. Lawrence was long. He's now losing money on it. So it's like you can't even make money in this. It's very hard.
Yeah, dude. Sometimes it's Credeli and the guys and Pax and them say, just go play cards. James, is that you playing rugby? Yeah, dude. Where do you find that?
It's on your Twitter, but when I click it goes to your Twitter.
This page, it's not loading up there, but
no.
Let me copy that link. Copy link address. Let me put it in here. Send the link through again, bro. But it's not coming up. Is that my Twitter? Yeah, but that is me playing rugby. I had hair, bro. I had hair.
That's me with the hair. That's me.
Yeah, here we go.
You got it?
There we go. Yeah, well, I think he's talking about this one.
Oh, yeah. Look at those legs.
Yeah.
Grinder ready.
Ah, fuck.
Bro, yeah. Look, you already got the knee wrapped up, bro. You knew that shit was going to downhill fast.
Dude, that was actually after my operation. I came
That's
back.
What I'm saying, bro. You knew that thing was not going to hold up. You got that thing duct taped.
No way. Duct tape. Potato tape. It was like my hair, bro. It was hanging on by a thread.
Bro, that's a rough sport, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. No pad.
Lon says that's the same link the Nigerians sent. That's funny, bro.
Stop, dude. Yo, so Lance knows Clay. That's how Lance is here. Lance and Clay are homies.
Okay, yeah, Lance,
Yeah.
Lance.
Lance.
He, it's like Grant. My father-in-law's name's Grant.
Grant.
He Lance passed his challenge he's funding top one last week.
I saw that
on stream. Yeah,
saw that. Yeah, you guys had a couple of killer days, I think, on Thursday and Friday.
Did.
Yeah,
we did.
Holding it down.
Say again?
I said you were holding it down for me.
Yeah, holding it down, and then we had 100%. We had some nice days there. Then Rebecca came on Thursday, and we had a nice long trade.
Yep.
My wife is British. Lance is fine. Nice.
Lance. Okay, Lance. Back to VWAP and cutting it right now, bro. Cutting it.
Yeah, that looks like it's coming. We just cut New York VWAP. Yeah.
Hard. Yep.
Yeah, I just want to show something, because I always get asked. Look, this is the exact same price action. This is US 500. It's just different pricing. This is the cash index. And then look at that. It's the exact same thing, guys. Look at that. And look at that. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah. James has rainbow candles. I have black candles. Pick your poison.
Yeah. I'm part of the LGBTQ plus.
Yeah. You wish they would accept you. They said you're too bald. Up 1K using fair value gap. Zachary Brown. Nice. Erkan, how you doing, buddy? How's payouts? What's up? What's new? Haven't heard from you in a minute.
Yeah, Erkan, hope you're keeping well, bro. It looks like you are doing well online and keeping it well.
I know that he watched my video yesterday of my squats like 100 times because I saw how many times he viewed it. So he was really staring at my ass.
Erkan.
I posted that on Twitter, bro, to give the haters something to talk about, and no haters talked about it. That sucks.
No, you know bro. I mean? What was it that you were squatting? 225.
225.
Yeah.
What's up,
that
Thomas?
100 kgs is heavy, bro. So,
yeah, but you know what? Like they always on Twitter, all they can do is make fun of me for being short, right? So I was like, hey, listen, if at least I'm short, at least I'm in shape. I'll kick your ass. You know what I'm saying?
I know Austin's. Austin's at a seminar. He's wearing those on cloud shoes, and he's on his tippy toes at the photographs, and he does it on purpose.
Yep, 100%. Thomas, give me the deal, bro. What's going on with this fucking market today?
You know what? Market's paying me. I'm at max profit. So
are you?
Hey.
But that's from last night, dude.
Okay, what did you do last night?
Literally, I'm just sitting at my desk. I'm working on whatever I'm working on, and I'm like, all right, market's about to open. Let's see what happens. I don't have to trade, but like it would be nice to trade. And then I just see this candle start ripping, dude. I just put on 4 minis and just just got like, I don't know, like 4 points or something. So
I hit 6 minis for 5 points last night, made 1,400.
There you go. Yeah, I'm up like 850 in all the accounts.
What are you trading? Top one futures?
Yeah, the top one futures. Yeah, I got 3 150Ks.
Nice. Love that. Why do you think we're selling off a little bit here? Do you think we're more likely to be range bound today than not?
Yes, I think it's definitely going to be range bound. When you look at the 15-minute chart, 1 minute, or here we go. So we go 1 minute chart, kind of holding around previous day VWAP, looking bullish a little bit, but then on the electronic daily, you could see we're kind of just rejecting here off the 15 minutes. So yeah, I would just be looking for a range bound day. And how I see it is the 60s here, or 5,600. 5,600 is the level where if we hold this, we're long. But once we break 5,600, now we make a new lower low in trend.
Yeah.
So I'm just seeing it as like, if we break this, and even on the daily, like we were saying on the daily chart, this is like kind of like a textbook setup that we take on. Oh, it has to be on this one. Like a textbook setup of a hive day VWAP break, and it's like right here is kind of the turning point. And it's always interesting to me how on the higher time frame stuff, the turning point where like this is either going to shoot up and it's going to with FOMC and it's going to look like a very bullish setup, or it's just going to slice right through and then it's going to look like we need to set another higher low before the bull run is continued. And it's always like so weirdly timed right around a big news event or a catalyst where it's like the market needed to do something here, and then we're just waiting for this like injection of liquidity to determine where it's going to go.
10 minutes ago, talks with China on Saturday are beginning for talks, not advanced discussions. Is that why we're coming down? It's time for China to graduate from developing country status. Apple is exploring adding AI research into its browser. We are tanking. We just took opening range low here.
Oh,
tanking.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. The shit he says, though. That's so funny.
I know.
He
So,
just
I
be
mean,
saying anything.
we've been talking about it being in a range today, right? Everybody, if you've been here on stream, we can see opening range high. We play around there. And we said for the longs that were in here at the 40s, this is a great take profit when you get towards that high, because these opening range moves don't usually just hold and run, especially on Fed day. You can anticipate we would be in some type of a range. So now I would not be surprised if we come in and find support somewhere here and slow down for a second. Would not surprise me. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And just because it's moving, mark these things up. You don't need to be in the trades. Like, don't be a clown like me and trade in the fair enough, I was trading London session, but mark these things up. You don't have to be in them. Wait until FOMC comes out. There's still going to be Thursday and Friday, to trade.
Absolutely.
That's why I actually could have taken my payout at the end of the week, but I decided it's FOMC today. Let me just take my FTMO payout today. It's not going to change, and that can trade on the accounts Thursday and Friday, So, yeah.
And this is what Thomas is seeing here. I mean, that's an interesting looking like wedge thing here, right?
Yeah, and right here, if you're day trading, I would not look for longs at opening range low, even though it might bounce. This is like, I have been smoked taking this exact setup so many times where it's like, it looks bullish. We come back to opening range low. It looks like a good buy price because it's like at a discount now, like longs paid from, 41 today. So
but
now if I can get
like this, who's in control now?
Exactly.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
They're asking.
I just want to share this thing here. Look at this guy, makes me laugh. Rips, bro. He's funny. Because he's been taking some losses, some pretty heavy losses on, and people have been tuning him. Dude, you need to learn how to trade or whatever. And like the guy's up 500 grand on his personal account this year. Anyway,
right.
He says, listen to this. Absolutely in total destruction. He lost all of his Apex account, every single one of his funded accounts that he got. This is obviously awesome capital, but so he lost the amounts that he paid for the accounts. But he says, I've gathered my last bit of money for my change job this morning. I'm going to be purchasing a Greyhound bus ticket to a quiet place where the markets cannot rob me of my life savings. Dude, a Greyhound bus ticket. It's like, oh shit. He's been fooling around with them, bro. It's funny.
Yeah. So what did you think, Tanner and Lawrence? How do you think they did, Thomas?
Oh yeah, they did good. They're fun people. I like them a lot. Lawrence has definitely a very interesting perspective on trading as a whole. We definitely got into a couple, I wouldn't say heated, but I would say strong opinion discussions about back testing and, like the whole, how does back testing come into your strategy? And Lawrence's take was like, if you're not back testing to some degree, how do you know anything works? But then to that, I would say, well, if there is a edge that can be back tested, you don't think every single quant firm has found that and exploited it to like
I know that's always my thought too, bro. 100%. Yeah. So it's smarter than the Asian kids they lock in the closet at the hedge funds and don't let them leave. That's how, bro. At T3, they had these guys from China in a room that we couldn't go in. You think they haven't figured it out more than
no
me?
way? We've seen the movies. It's real. Yeah.
Zarb, what up, bro? Haven't seen you in a minute.
What up,
boys? What up, Zach?
It's been a
bro,
while.
I was giving you mad love. Matt was giving you mad love yesterday, bro. You're doing a great job trading and with the support stuff. Yeah, bro.
Hell yeah, man. Sick. Yeah, dude. I really wish I could have came. And Clay at the last minute was like trying to get me to come. But I'm literally going to a bachelor party this weekend. I'm going up to Pennsylvania. I'm like, dude, I can't. It's too much traveling for me right now, man.
100%.
Yeah, so much going on. But yeah, man, I definitely got to make sure I get to the next one because it looked so fun. Like I was really jealous.
You would have had a good time. Like the trading shit, bro. You already know how to trade. You would have had a good time just hanging out with the boys.
I just wanted to party, man.
Right, bro. That's what everybody wants, bro. They just want to fucking.
We were up to like 4 a.m. It was great.
Me and Randy eating McDonald's at 4 a.m, dude. And he's like, we're ordering the McDonald's. Thomas, you were there, bro. He's like, Big Mac, fillet of fish, double quarter pound. I'm like, all of it, or just one of each?
I would have been saying they have a double fillet of fish.
I forgot about that, dude. And then in his pictures, he gets the Wawa. Did you see that, Zach? Randy's got the Wawa hoagie in his slideshow. He was like, "Bro, this is a damn good sandwich." I was like, "Yeah, bro, I used to live off of this shit."
Do they not have Wawa in Canada?
No, dude, no, he's never seen it. Yeah,
that's
no. I've never seen a Wawa either.
Crazy.
Oh damn! I guess it's an East Coast thing.
It is. Yeah, and they're just getting
What's
down
that?
here in Florida.
Do you guys have Jersey mics?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
definitely.
Dude, you guys have so many different
Capitalism. It's called capitalism.
dude.
Jeez. We got like McDonald's and KFC if we're lucky.
Yeah.
No,
Zard,
we
can
got
you
like
give us an
lots of-
update
we
on the
got
market?
lots of-
I
You know what we have though, Austin? We got lots of local stuff, like where
Yeah,
it's
but
like
that's
only
nice.
one. You know what I'm
That's nice.
saying?
Yeah, that's good
Yeah.
though. We'd rather have that.
Yeah.
Like you mean like when you say local stuff, you mean like they kill the goat in the backyard and feed you that goat, right? It doesn't come on a truck or
Yeah.
something.
Exactly.
Fuck you. Zach, I'm leaving in a minute.
Yeah.
I think we're stuck in a fucking range here. Now we're even showing support at opening range low. Can you update us and save us? Can you give us a screen share? Save us today. Give us something.
Yeah,
before
let me get my
Friday.
screen up. I mean,
Yeah.
bro, I haven't taken a single trade yet.
Which
this
is good to hear.
This market's been trash this week, honestly.
Yeah.
That's shocking. That's shocking. I thought you would have had a trade by now.
Bro, these days, I don't trade until I get on stream now because I'm so goddamn busy. I don't even have a moment. It kind of helps though. What's that?
Probably saves you bucks, to be honest.
I think it does. But yeah, man. I mean, if I'm looking at this market right now, we're below the previous day's point of control. This morning, I was trying to use that as a line in the sand. I was going to update the BSC chat, but didn't have a chance. I was going to say, like, if we're above POC, I'll look for longs. Below, I'll look for shorts, just to try to keep it simple. We're very below now, so maybe we're going to previous day's low. Like, if I could at least try and work out a target, maybe we could find a short. And I'm thinking, if this is going to be the draw on liquidity, previous day's low, that makes sense to me. So can we find a safe entry with a decent enough of defined risk to get a good R multiple? We could try and do that, but I need to get a pullback of some sort.
It's sucking lower here. You want to slide the prices just so we can see the prices there?
Yeah.
Okay. I got to bounce
Austin,
though, boys.
tell me,
good.
tell me how you're reading this book map, because at right at I don't know, 10:48, all the orders at 55, 60, 65, 50, they all just went off the book and then we started sliding. So is that a reaction to news? And then now that they're not coming back on the book, we're seeing it as that could potentially just pull us lower because now there's no buying pressure?
Kind of. I think of it as like level to level. Like now that we've slid to 56.25, now it looks to me like in here, this period you're talking about only happened because we took the bottom with selling volume. Because look, there were orders above here, right? And it's just those orders above did not want to fill. So because we took the bottom, I think that's what then sometimes let you slide. Because look, when these orders were here as the wall, there still was nothing underneath it until this level here, which then has now been taken on more selling volume. So I think it being dark here beforehand tells me that it's able to slide, but it's that it takes it on selling volume here that tells me which way it'll go. So now, how do you read it here? It's trying to find a new level. Look, it's throwing orders on above right here. And now let's see, is it pulling them off? Okay, that's not a good sign of it going higher. It's adding orders below here. Probably wants to go eat the 20s right now. It's 3 points. Then look a little
I see
lower.
what you're saying. It's trying to find a new level.
And look at how this right here thickened up. You see how that gets thicker at 10:54, right as this gets thicker here and gets taken a few minutes later. Look at how thin it was there. See, this was just one little block, right? That got thicker the lower we came. So that's still telling me we could go 56.10 down here.
Okay.
And then where are we at above? There's nothing. Like it needs to create levels above for me to start to have targets up in here. Maybe 56.60 because there's 118 contracts there, but that's it. But like when it's that far,
I like that.
And for everybody using Bookmap, I just zoom in. Like that's so far. We're at 24. I don't care about 60 right now. Right now, look at how dark it is at 35. I think we go to 20 here and we eat the 20s. And look at the delta. The delta's back at almost break even on the day.
Yeah, delta was up 5K and then now it's
more than that.
break
I think
even.
it was up even more than that, bro. Oh no, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm a book map wizard now.
Yeah, are you whapping on your book, buddy?
So,
all right, but I got to bounce. So Thomas, you're the Bookmap Pro now. You're
I got Bookmap for everyone.
Share now. So
well, it's on the other computer, but
everybody, great hanging on hump day, great trading, great patience by the gang. I'll be back tomorrow. Good luck, boys.
Sure. All right, man. Talk to you later. All right, what's up, boys? So no trades. No trades.
Yeah, no trades. I traded the Asian session last night, getting some of that open volatility. But
Dude, honestly, bro, like I'm thinking about focusing more on Asian session. There's enough volatility and it's been easier to trade than the New York.
How does it work out for you in like your time zone and stuff? Because I know like the whole thing with trading is you got to make it work around your own schedule. It's like now that you've got a new job and whatnot, like you don't have the same amount of time to trade where you would want to be entering the market.
Yeah, no, it's very true. I mean, the thing about Asia is I'm free, but it's also like, do I really want to be stuck at the desk at 8 o'clock trying to force myself to catch a trade? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So for me, I mean, luckily I'm at home, so I can be at the charts. I can look, but I need it all depends. Like if there's a clean setup in New York session, I mean, I'm there to take it, but I can't be hyper focused on the charts and try forcing a trade that might work if I'm really focused. I really need to pay more attention to like those setups that are just going to slapping me in the face to take them. Do you know what I mean? And
100%.
Then, yeah. But if I'm at the desk, I'm chilling, you know, whatever, maybe the lady's out for some reason, I don't got anything to do. Like, yeah, I'll sit down and try and trade because I fucking love trading, but I also don't want to like force myself to be working at 8 PM. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let me ask you this, because this is like I like go back and forth in my head about this, and that's basically the question is a setup just a technical pattern setup that presents in Asia, presents in London, presents in New York? Is it the same quality setup no matter what time it presents, if it fits like the technical perspective for you, or are you going to give it a different weighting or rating based off the time of day? Because then that's going to lead to different volatility, different volume, and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I think there is weight based off the timing. I think with Asia session, at least for me when I am trading it, I mean, really in the last year has Asia session actually been decent to trade. Like before that, it was nearly impossible to try and capture 25, 30 points on NQ in the Asia session. Like it would be like pulling teeth. Nowadays, you can catch that. You can catch that relatively easily. So there is more volatility. You can take really technical setups, but you still have to be aware that the volatility is different. So if I am trying to take an Asia session trade, I'm not looking for, you know, a very large move. Like if I can see a reasonable way to capture 25 points, 100 ticks, that's what my usual stop loss on NQ is, right? So if I could catch a 1-to-1 in Asia, I'll, you know, and it's a clean setup, I'll go for it. But there is less weight on that. Like if I see a setup in New York, there's a good chance I could try and hold that for 200, 300 ticks if the setup is there. Whereas with Asia session, even if the technical setup is there, I really can't trust that we're going to move 300 ticks, you know, in my direction.
Yeah, I hear that.
Asia. Yeah. So I think it's about like adjusting your time horizon. And for me, it's just more like I could really zoom in on the 1 minute. I've even messed around on the 15-second in Asia and like really just try and focus on internal lows and highs.
Because it's all fractal. It's all fractal at the end of the day.
It really is. Like if I show you a 15-second chart and you don't see the time and it's just a picture, you have no idea what time frame that chart is in. It could be a daily, it could be a 5-second.
100%. I know that's so interesting. Once people would always throw that word around, especially at conferences. People are talking about it, whatnot. I'm like, I don't want to, ask and sound dumb or whatnot. But then when you really start to look at it and see, it's like, oh, this really is just fractal. Now I understand.
Yeah, man. Oh, guys, yeah, I saw a couple of people real quick ask me about the viewing. It went really well. I don't know if Thomas, you or JB know about this, but I'm looking into buying an apartment, hopefully.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, nice. In the Village too, in the East Village in Manhattan. So we've been looking at
is that by Greenwich Village?
Yeah.
No, dude, I love Greenwich Village. Yeah, I stayed in Washington Square last time I was there.
Totally, yeah,
so nice.
Right around there, man. Yeah, super nice area. So we've been looking. We looked at like 6 units. The thing about it, man, like it really is a curse to be in love with New York City because I have to sacrifice so much space. Especially like right now, we live in Brooklyn, bro. Like, you think I don't have a lot of space right now? Like moving into Manhattan, I'm not a millionaire, bro. Like I'm not getting a penthouse in Manhattan. We're getting like a reasonable, nice apartment to have a good life. But like, it's just crazy to have the concept of how much I'm gonna pay to live.
You go get that same. You go get that same amount in put in Idaho or something. You get like a mansion, bro.
100%, man. But then I got to live in Idaho. You know, that's my perspective. It sucks. It's a curse. I wish I wanted to live in the country.
You can come to South Africa with me, Zach. You can come to South Africa with me. It's fine.
Honestly, bro, I should really check it out. I hear you. I could.
But you'll have to have a visa to come here, just because you guys make us have a visa to go there.
Wait, so are you from New York, born and raised?
Yeah, I'm from Long Island, so not New York City.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I grew up going to Long Island because my parents are from there. So yeah.
Oh, your parents are from Long Island?
Yeah, my dad, my grandma owned art shop called Haven Art in Long Island for like 17 or 18 years.
Oh, sick, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Port Washington particularly.
Do you know what art shops are for?
What?
No.
For washing money.
Washing money.
Of course.
Yeah, he did grow weed. He did grow weed back in the day.
Art is used to wash money big time, 100%. Because you can't put a value to the art. What happens if I draw a piece of art and I say this?
Oh, you're talking about like fine art, like rich people buying fine art and shit.
Yes, it's used to write off taxes and wash money, 100%.
100%. In New York, we got the mob too, so you know they got like garbage disposal businesses and.
Okay, but guys, I took that lick on the deck this morning, as said on stream, guys. On the challenges, I locked in some FTMO pals for tomorrow, so it's been a good run the last couple. So yeah, just need to get some more challenges over the line. But got those pals locked in. I'll see you guys on the desk tomorrow. Yep, have a good FOMC. We'll see you guys then.
Yeah, see you, Bruce.
See you, bro. Okay. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for the kind words. We're still at the very beginning process, but I'll definitely keep everyone updated on all that. Appreciate it though. But yeah, Thomas, what are you thinking, bro? I want to take a trade, but
so what are you looking at? Are you looking at longs or shorts here? Because I see it's a nice short off opening range low on ES.
I think the shorts make the most sense, and I think I want to target previous day's low. I think when I look at this 4 hour, I don't see where we're going to stop here. I think, yesterday I was pretty bullish actually, but we didn't get that pop until what is this 4 hour candle? I wasn't at the desk here. We got it right at the open.
Besant saying something about making a China deal that they're not, just that they're talking about having a meeting, not that there is a meeting or anything, but just in talks. And then that's why we popped so much.
Interesting. Okay. So this is what I was looking at yesterday. You can tell me your thoughts. We had this really overextended 4 hour fair value gap. If you see right here, we briefly tapped into it, got a nice push up. Then we come down, and I was pretty bullish yesterday, but it just ended up being like a pure consolidation day. But what we were trying to do yesterday was catch longs because I was seeing this. Another retest into that 4 hour fair value gap. We swept out this swing low. So that's like our 4 hour liquidity sweep, still tapping into a high time frame level. And then we had this like nice shift of market structure on the 1 hour. But we were trying to get long in here during the 11 a.m. session. So we were getting long in here. We had some nice profit, but I was looking for a bigger move. Didn't come, got stopped out, break even. And then we just chopped around all day and I didn't take any more trades. But now with the way we got that pop, but it was short-lived and now we're grinding back down. And the way this structure is forming, I just think it's showing me that this is not holding right now. And I think coming for previous day's low makes the most sense for a draw on liquidity.
And that's interesting because ES, that low that set in yesterday did not break the prior day's low. So there's the SMT divergence on ES and NQ there. And what it makes me want to ask, because the 56 on ES, it's 5,600. That's clearly this level that's been support, but looks like it might get taken today. And I think FOMC certainly has the power to take that. Maybe just switch over to my screen real quick.
Yeah, and good job pointing out that SMT. I didn't even notice that. You're talking about right here, right? I'll switch to your screen.
Correct.
Yeah. No, that's strong, and that gave us that nice pop. That's nice. Yeah, let's go to your screen though.
Because basically, when we have markets that are just consolidating like this, I never know what side to put more weight on. Do you have any any technical terms that you use to look at, like basically to determine which side you put more weight on when it just is consolidating and getting tighter and tighter and tighter?
Yeah, it gets harder for me in a situation like this. The way I see it, because I just like believe and subscribe to the narrative that the market is always just going from one swing high to another swing high, or to another swing low to another swing low as a draw in liquidity. All it's ever doing is hunting old highs and lows. That's just the narrative I subscribe to. So at this point, when we are this close to the previous day's low, I'm gonna weigh towards that to at least maybe take a trade to sweeping this low, because at this point I'm thinking the objective here is to come down and take this liquidity. So that's what I'm going to work with. And if we end up just totally reversing right here for whatever reason, I would look here, like, do we have any equal highs, equal lows? Like from a day trading perspective, can I get a move from like here to here if there's a draw in liquidity? So again, it's all fractal, but from like a daily range perspective, this just makes the most sense to me for us to come down.
I think you might want to throw your thing back up.
Got you. Yeah, so from a daily, like from an intraday range perspective, once we are this close to this clear swing low, I want to trade to it. That I just see that as the magnet right now.
So coming from someone I have literally never watched a single ICT video in my life. The term that I hear get talked about a lot is liquidity and wanting to take the liquidity. What does that mean?
We obviously don't use things like Bookmap. Our way of identifying liquidity is in the form of old highs and old lows. That's it. So you have previous day's high, previous day's low, obvious place where people have stop losses of all different types of traders, swing traders who are maybe trailing their stop up, intraday traders. So we have those. We have equal highs and equal lows, so double tops and double bottoms. Those are just, you'll just see it time and time again. We put in equal highs or equal lows. They don't last long. Like they get swept out. And then other things like session liquidity. So the Asia session high, the Asia session low, London session high, London session low. Those are the four main liquidity pools that we look for. Some people also consider the imbalances, fair value gaps, as liquidity, in the sense that it's an imbalance and we believe the market wants to retrace into these imbalances and fill the open spaces. So that can also be used as a draw on liquidity in certain contexts.
In the fair value gap is when it's a large candle that basically opens and closes at the highs or the lows, and then it's saying that there's like kind of resting orders inside that candle that weren't like necessarily engaged with the same.
Yeah, so I had a Moss. His Twitter handle is SvenPF.
S like PHEN or something.
Yeah, that's my boy, bro. He's such a great trader. So this is Amos, and he, on one of my streams, and it's on my YouTube channel if you guys ever want to rewatch it, he explains like the actual technicals of why a fair value gap is significant. He would do a way better job than me, but this is the pattern. So that you could actually measure these things. Let me just pull up the fair value gap indicator, because when I was first learning them, we were going over this yesterday. This is the best way to start training your eyes to seeing them. This fair value gap will immediately paint any open fair value gaps. Okay. But let's just use this one as an example. So it's a 3 candle formation, right? A fair value gap is going to consist of 1, 2, 3 candles. When there is an open space between the wicks of the first and third candle, so this open space right here, that's the imbalance. That's the fair value gap. And the idea is, you could also just oversimplify it. At the end of the day, most of the time, a fair value gap is some type of engulfing candle. It's an engulfing candle that shows there were a lot of market orders that actually pushed that market up or down. One of the things that Amos was explaining on why they work is because the market is actually, like, the price is actually moved by market orders, not resting orders like limit and stop orders. When people buy and sell at the market, that's what actually pushes the bid or the ask aggressively. That's aggressive buying, aggressive selling. So fair value gaps consist of market buys and sells. So we end up retracing to these levels as sort of a magnet, and then we can look for them to hold as support or resistance. And if they don't, that could also be a confirmation to go the other way. That's the inversion fair value gap. But that's like kind of an oversimplified way. But when people are first trying to learn these, I always just say, put them on your chart and just look at how price reacts to them. And it starts to train your eyes.
Yeah, how it holds, how it rejects. Interesting. That's interesting about how it's really the market orders that push the market to move, which that makes sense. And then in these particular candles, that's when there's a lot of market orders, not the limit orders, not the stop orders.
Yes, these are like the significant candles to be watching, because this is where price actually moved.
Oh, real quick, I'm just looking. Why is Google down so bad? Google just went from break even on the day to minus 5%. It just fell off a cliff there.
Really?
Yeah, down to 157 a share. Let's see if there's anything on that.
Do you want to go to your screen? Are you on the chart?
Yeah, I'm on the chart here. Yeah, here's Google. This fell off a cliff. Let's ask chat. How are you finding these markets though, man? It's been difficult for me to trade. I feel like it's like just short squeeze after short squeeze in these markets, and then in the squeezes you just get no pullbacks, and I'm like, well, damn, we're just running into like this level here, and then it just like squeezes right through the level, and then it's like, all right, now you're at another level, and boom, squeeze right through that.
May has been tough so far for me. I mean, we're only a week in. April was decent. I talked about this on Twitter. I got some payouts in the beginning of the month, so I started off April pretty strong, but by the end of April, it's really like the last week of April, it started things started going the other way for me. I blew my top one futures accounts, no payouts, blew the XFAs that I was able to get 2 payouts from on 2 separate times. And then I'm starting from scratch right now in May. You know, I got a top one futures instant funded account that I just set up today, and I got 1 XFA and a couple of combines going. So we're starting from scratch in May. Markets have been tough the last couple of weeks, in my opinion. I know a lot of people that feel the same. These are the days where, you know, we're coming from last month, man. There was just an insane level of volatility. It was so easy to capture 25 points on NQ in literally 30 seconds.
For real. Yeah, your 1 minute candle is there.
And I don't know about other people. I got really adjusted to that volatility. I got adjusted to, if I let a trade run, it's not going to be a move that I capture 200 ticks in a couple of hours. It's going to be, I can capture 500, 600, 700 ticks on the NQ in the matter of an hour. And that the market just completely shifted. Volatility has gone down. So that's always when I have a hard time, because I need to readjust to the conditions.
For sure. And I feel like I'm in a similar position too. Like, if anything, for me, the volatility, and maybe it's just being a newer trader, the volatility it makes me do stupid shit. Like, it just makes me get into trades unnecessarily, where you really quick, you just get greedy. You see the money, you see other people making a lot of money. So yeah, I feel like I adjusted well to the volatility in that, like, I sized down and I took it slower, but still I was just, my stops like on ES are normally 10 points. And I remember there was like a trade where my stop was 50 points and it wasn't enough. The real stop was like 80 points. And then, you know, so I just got smoked on those accounts, and I've just been trading out of drawdown since then. But overall, I'm proud of myself for like I've just been on like taking red days back to back, but not blowing accounts, even being like still in like a position where I have more than half my drawdown left. So that's been the plus for me here. It's just being able to keep accounts alive in a pretty long red streak.
That's fire, bro. For real. I mean, with prop firms, bro, I just don't do that. Like, I wish I could, but if I go on a 2-week red streak, like my accounts are blown. It's just what it is. Like that's the type of prop trader I am. Like I go on a run, I get a couple payouts, I inevitably blow the accounts. So like a 2-week drawdown, I'm done. Like those accounts are gone for me. So the fact that you're able to do that now, live account is different. You know, I've been trading my one live account.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
And that is a totally different situation, but I'm also trading way smaller size. I have a loss limit of 5% max per day.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's just a different situation. But with props, for me, I kind of see it as like exponential betting. Like,
yeah, yep.
whatever I'm putting into the challenges, I just need to make sure I get a significant return on the outside. And the cool thing about prop firms is even with firms with payout caps, bro, I mean, it only takes like one payout to
to make it all 3 of your challenges back. Yeah,
easily the next 5, even 10 challenges sometimes, like if you get a good payout. So it really is a hack, in my opinion, if you can play the game the right way. But I mean, bro, I give you props for that, seriously, because mine would be gone. They are gone. I mean, I blew all my accounts last week.
Yeah, I did buy one yesterday. I lost one of them, so I re-upped on that one yesterday, and that's a fresh account. And then I'm just trading the others. But what firms are you enjoying the most right now? Because I know we got Top 1 futures and they're out, but I know you also trade with a lot of other ones. So who are you attracted to in the moment?
Lately, it's just been Top Step and Top 1. And I don't think it's a coincidence, but all my payouts this year have been I got a couple of CFD payouts in the beginning of the year, but other than that, because I'm not trading CFD firms anymore at all, it's all my payouts have been from Top Step. And I was talking about this on stream last week, but bro, like honestly, 70% of my payouts last year also came from Top Step.
And do you think it's because they have the easiest rules?
Yes.
Is that what you would attribute it to?
Yes, 100%. Yeah. No consistency rule. I could have a good couple of days and then just lock in a couple of $200 days and I take my payout, man. They are the easiest firm to get paid out from, in my opinion. Now,
I hear that.
Getting XFAs, though, can be kind of annoying because it's the 2-day pass. So
and you can cycle through, and that's where they really churn you.
Yeah, because I don't like to spend time on challenges. So with the XFAs, I need to basically have 2 days in a row where I get a really good trade, hopefully on the first shot. So that's one of the downsides of them, is that 2-day pass it makes it kind of hard. But they're the easiest, bro. Like I don't know. I made most of my money from Top Step, so I'm trying to roll with that. I mean, I got another Top 1 futures account, but I make my money in Top Step. So I got to stick with that. Yeah, Top Step and funded futures make up like 85% of my overall payouts.
And for your business, how many challenges do you think you take to pass one account?
Depends on the firm, I guess, because if it's a 1-day pass, it's hard, man. With Top Step, I would say if I had to pick an average, I mean, last year I spent about $9,000 on all of my fees. So that's activation fees and challenge purchases. I keep track of all of this because I need to, because it's like, if you're not paying any attention to that, it doesn't matter what you're getting in payouts. If it's not that much, it could skew your actual overall P&L. People forget they get a $2,000 payout, but they've spent like 15 grand in challenges. It's like, you didn't really make any money, bro. But yeah, so wait, what was the question? 1 day, how much is on average? I don't know. I haven't done. If I had to guess, bro, usually I fail like at least 1 or 2 combines on average before I get it passed. And I go with the 50Ks because even though it's less drawdown, they're just cheaper to churn through. And I know that I can get, if I got 2 XFAs minimum, I know I tried to only take a payout once I have 4K in there, so I could take 2K out each. So I know I can get like a minimum of $4,000 if I get at least 2 XFAs and once I get them funded. So I would say on average, probably like I probably fail 1 or 2 at least before it gets funded.
And I think I just found that Apple says searches in Google browser fell for the first time since April. And so maybe that's what's making this thing fall off a cliff. Otherwise, I'm not too sure what's going on with Google here, but
yeah, if I was still in my if I was still locked in my scalpy phase like a few weeks ago, I probably would have taken this short right here. Let me go to my screen. I didn't take anything yet, but let me go here. I would like to christen this new top one futures account, but it's like, what do I do here? Because this is the thing. A few weeks ago, I mean, you could still catch 25 points pretty quickly. Actually, volatility is not bad right now. I don't know. Let me go back here. So this is the thing right now, and what I'm thinking, Thomas. We just swept out this low. Now this is an internal swing low. I do think we're still coming lower for previous days low. But because we swept this, I think we could get a deeper pullback now. We got to also keep in mind we're inside that 4-hour fair value gap that I have marked out. So we go to the 5-minute. Notice how as soon as we sweep that low, we start getting a reaction. We don't get any reaction until we sweep out that low. That's why I like having those narratives. Like that was the objective, at least for the moment. But now that we swept it, I don't like to, I'm fine with chasing momentum shorts before we sweep out liquidity. But once we've swept it out, there's high probability that we can have a deeper pullback now. So what I would like to see for like a high probability short is a move up into this. This is a pretty large gap, but somewhere into here would be great. I don't know if it's going to happen. We could just keep going lower, but this would be a great setup if we could pull back into here and we could catch a short down to previous day's low.
Yep.
I'd be all about that. We got previous day's value area low right here. So that's another thing we can maybe pop up here. And then once we get back below the value area low, look for the rotation down to previous day's low.
Yep. I see a very similar thing. Yep. Very, very similar. Yeah. And then on ES is just holding opening range low really nicely. So right now, opening range low from 30 to 20 has been paying. So you're right there. You could probably get another short right now and have a similar entry. How's the chat? Are you guys in anything? Yeah.
Give me a 1 if you're green on the day, 2 if you're red, and be honest.
And Lindsay, I've been trading like a little over 2 years, but I really say like I've been trading for probably a year and a half. You know, the whole beginning part was, learning the basics of it. And then now that I understand what trading is, now I'd say, yeah, I've been trading about a year and a half.
I feel that, bro. Okay, we got some results coming in. Green, 0, I'm guessing, is no trades. 2, Scott's red. Lindsay, flat. Ercon, green. All right, you guys are doing pretty good.
Lindsay, yeah, everyone's green.
Most people are green. I love it. Hell yeah. W for Chad getting out of drawdown. That's what's up, bro. Up $8.80. Hell yeah, man. Out of drawdown. That's what matters.
Red smoking a pork shoulder.
Flat. Yeah. Yeah, man. I can't even believe how flat I am. It's just my life now, bro. Like if there's no trade, I'm just not taking it. I think it's a good thing, but it's definitely less interesting. I gotta admit.
Yeah, I mean, and also like a lot of us, or when we're busy with whatever job we're doing, or just whatever we're doing outside of trading and trying to trade at the same time. I just ran into so many trades where it was like, okay, I got 30 minutes. I got to find something. And then you just find something to make it work. And then you end up taking a loss or a small win or something. Yeah. And it's like, you're just kind of forcing something in the time frame that you have available.
Exactly, man. Especially, I don't know how often you've been trading this 11 a.m. hour. I was talking about this yesterday with the chat. 11 a.m. hour has not been great lately. And that's not good advertising for this stream at 11 a.m. But it's not been good price action. Like it just hasn't.
I've been listening.
Like rotations. It'll go back to normal, but right now it's not great.
Yeah, I just got Bookmap like 6 days ago. Like I just got it.
From the seminar, did it get you hyped up?
Well, it was the day before the seminar, because what I've been struggling with in my trading is holding my trades to an intended target. And the reason I'm struggling is because I don't have an intended target. I just know I'm looking for a new high of day, or, like my targets weren't good enough. So, when I think about that, it's like, all right, what can I do to fix that? I can get some Bookmap. I can see the orders. So that was what really pushed me over, because it's like, I have good entries. I have good stop losses. It's just the taking profit portion that I really need to be working on. So that's what pushed me over to get Bookmap. And I've been on the, the podcast, grind of Bookmap and learning about that. And the guy, Scott Pulcini, talks about how after 2 hours after the open, so, at 11 o'clock, 11:30 ish, the algos start to kick on. And so the algos kick on from 11:30 to 1:30. And then, so when the bankers are all at lunch and whatnot, algos are running, whipsawing. And then in the afternoon, then you get the next leg when everyone's back at their desk.
Makes sense. This is what's so funny about ICT, bro. Like, okay, I know ICT says that the markets run off a singular algorithm. I think that's cap. But I think the point is that the market is intraday is run by algorithms, plural.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
the algorithms have specific price sequences. Like you can follow what they're doing. And even from a fractal perspective, if we just look at this price action, market likes to, what the algos are doing, at least what I've been taught that they're doing, is that they are going from old swing highs to old swing lows, stopping people out and ripping the other way. Now it's all fractal. So on one hand, the market on a 1 minute chart might look like it's going vertically up. But then if you zoom out on the 15 minute, we're in a consolidation where it's just going to the most recent swing high. But even down to a 1 minute perspective, if we look right here, we come up, we sweep a swing high, we swing failure pattern. That's when the candle goes above the wick of the swing high, but closes back below. We get a rejection. We move lower, taking out these lows. Now what are we doing? We get a retracement. We come down, sweep this low. Now we're coming up. I think we're ultimately coming here, but you see what I mean? Like everything happens after a sweep of liquidity, depending on what time frame you're looking at.
Yeah, and a different way to say, which the old guys say, is like markets trade in ranges. Things trade in ranges, and you can see it right there perfectly.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I want this pullback up here, but maybe we go lower first. The market likes being difficult like that, but I would prefer to stay patient here because I've been smoked one too many times trying to catch a momentum short after sweeping a very clear swing high or swing low. So
yeah,
we can totally just
showing a lot of selling right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
As long as we don't take out previous day's low, for me, the shorts are still valid. I need some type of pullback.
What do you mean when you say that? As long as we don't take out previous day low, shorts are still valid. So you're saying once previous day's low is taken out, now you might be looking for a reversal trade because that low has been swept.
I may not be looking for a reversal trade, but for me, like going off the narrative that the market, like that's the draw on liquidity to me right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're heading towards previous day's low. It's my job now to just try to find a safe entry to trade in that direction because I believe that's the draw on liquidity right now based off the current information.
And like, let's say we have like a large higher time frame target. That's the draw on liquidity. And then it takes all day. It takes all day to get there. And then once you get there, boom, like now it's like done for the day. Now we kind of settle down and like wait for the next day to start. Is that like, I kind of understanding that?
Yeah. I mean, that often happens. Sometimes we keep slamming lower and we go towards other draws on liquidity. But at least for me, like in my mind, the bearish objective right now is to take out previous day's low. So I'm going to trade towards that bearish objective. If it continues to go further, I mean, that's fine. I'll look for the next swing low if we're going to keep going. But right now, that makes the most sense. So if I can get a good entry on a proper pullback, and we might be getting that because we swept out this low. See, that's why I didn't want to get short down here. Again, getting short here is not as dangerous because we didn't take the clear swing low yet. But once we take it, we start to slow down. So this is where I can look for the pullback if we're going to continue lower. And I have a lot of reasons to stick with that. I mean, we broke the initial balance low, so we have those edgeful stats coming in. We're below the previous day's point of control, which I always say, especially if you're a beginner to using volume profile, the easiest rule that you could follow that will keep you on the right side of the market 8 out of 10 times, even if you have no other analysis, Shorts if we're below previous day's point of control, longs if we're above. It is the easiest line in the sand rule of thumb to follow. And I still try to follow that whenever I can. Obviously, I could switch it up because I have other things I'm looking at. But if someone's new and using those levels, I say that's such a good way to get started because I'm telling you, it'll keep you on the right side. But yeah, I think we could come up, draw into this fair value gap, and then I would look for shorts to go lower. And just because the previous day's low is my target, I don't need to hold it to there. If I get an entry for a short up here, and I use like a 150 tick stop loss, 37 points, and then I just want to target this low a day. Like I'm using the narrative that I think the market's going here, but I don't need to hold for there. You know what I'm saying? If I get good risk reward up here, I could just get out here and I'm fine. I don't care if it drops another 50 points.
And is this maybe a new, like this is maybe a little newer for you? Because before you loved to hold it to that extended target and get that whole thing. Yep.
Yeah, 100%, man. I switched that up quite a lot and have gone like nowadays I'm perfectly fine to take a 1R if I think that's the setup. For a while I was only doing that, but even now I think, I don't know, I'm really good at holding my trades. And I think being able to capture those like outsized winners can really help your bottom line when you could get on there. So now I'm a little bit more discretionary with it. Like if I see a trade that I can catch 3R on and I think it's high probability, it all depends. I'll try and hold it. I'm not like tunnel vision in one, either going for 1R or just 5R. Before it was just 1R, and a few months back it was just 5R, you know, and now it's like it depends on the setup.
Yeah. Yep. Everything. Yep. Absolutely. More fluid with it.
Exactly.
But yeah, so here's our deeper pullback. We got Alfredo saying, will it be previous day POC on the electronic session or the regular trading hours session? And then Lindsay asked, Zach, how do you find previous day POC? What indicator and whatnot?
Easy answers for both of those. I use electronic trading hours for my volume profile levels. So some people only use the regular trading hours for their levels, but you're going to get different levels than I do. I've used both. I get way more accurate levels when I include the electronic trading hours. I think a lot of like old school guys, they stick to only looking at regular trading hours, especially for like market profile and stuff like that. But just my experience, I think we're in a new age where there's not just as much volume in the overnight sessions as there is in New York, but there is significantly more these days, you know, because we're in a globalized electronic market. It's not like back in the day when people were on the phone and, you know, when the market's open, like there's volume in these overnight sessions, not as much, but still a relevant enough amount. So I personally think you're not giving yourself information that could be helpful to you. So for me, electronic trading hours for the volume profile, and to get those levels, you're going to use the indicator SVP. I'll clean up this chart real quick. So SVP stands for session volume profile. Plot that on. Another good thing, always use the 30-minute time frame. If you go to like the 5-minute, you can get some difference in the levels. Not always, but sometimes they're a little different. You'll always get the most accurate levels on the 30-minute, and that is old school. So market profile, when it was created, it was intended to be used on the 30-minute time frame. It has the same it goes by the same concepts with volume profile. So always use the 30-minute time frame, but plot that on your chart. The red line is the point of control. Now, this is the current day's profile. I don't use those levels. I use the previous days because the current day's profile, these levels are subject to change as the day goes on because it's not done, it's not done calculating the information. What I like about the previous day's value areas and point of control is that they're static levels. They're based off of yesterday's price action, so I could trust them a little bit more. That's not to say that this isn't valuable information, but with the way I trade and my strategy, I don't use it. I just use the previous days. But yeah, red line is the previous day's point of control. So you see I have that plotted here. Value area low on the NQ is coming in around 19,851. Value area high right here, coming in around 952 on the NASDAQ.
Nice.
See, we're getting that pullback.
Yeah, we're getting that pullback here.
Okay, so this is going to be like my moment of truth, my line in the sand, the 5-minute fair value gap. I really want to avoid trying to get in before that. We do have the value area low right here. So, I mean, that is an important level. But I think when we're this close to this 5-minute fair value gap, I think it's good chance we can get above. And I like this even more now if we can get in there, because we kind of created equal lows right here as well. Relative equal lows. Not perfect, but relative. So all of this would be lining up for a great short if we can get this entry. And if we actually reject from here. I'm not just going to set a limit order in here. I'm going to wait for the reaction.
And if you throw me up real quick, just like two totally different strategies, but reading it the same exact way, where now that we're at this both New York VWAP from the current session and previous days VWAP, this becomes a strong place to short it from. But oftentimes it'll break, like oftentimes it'll do something where it like breaks above and then starts to consolidate. And I don't know if, people are getting in long here because now the VWAP's starting to slope up and then people are trying to catch this leg. But something that I've been watching a lot is when you have a high of day VWAP on and it breaks under the New York VWAP like this, and now it's on the opposite side, that for me is saying longs are dead. Longs are dead on the day. Because for example, on a day like yesterday, where here's yesterday's price action. I'll make this bigger on the 1-minute chart. This green one would be the New York VWAP. So when we have the high of days set in here, or not replay, and we put this VWAP on, it stays above. See how it stays above the New York VWAP despite price action consolidating under it for like over an hour. But then when you go over to today, obviously today's a different situation because it's there's just less time, but you can see the volume. The volume is what pulled us underneath it like immediately. So now I would just not even be looking for longs anymore on the day. And then same thing as Zach, like seeing how we react at this level, because we could want to come above it. And then once we come above it and break back below, that becomes a good level for a stop. And on top of it, just rejecting this low of day VWAP made me more confident that we get a deeper retracement before that next leg down.
I like that. Yeah, this is a good spot actually, especially on the ES. Go to the 5-minute real quick.
Yeah,
Thomas. So if you see, we're inside that 5-minute gap on the ES. Now we haven't reached it yet on NQ, but we are inside of it. Yep, right there. Perfect. We're inside of it on the ES and getting a really nice reaction. And we actually have a bearish SMT divergence as well. So I may have to start getting ready to get short. Sorry, let me go to my screen real quick and show this SMT. So ES took this high, right, of this wick from 1055. NQ
did not. Okay.
Yeah, this is that 1055 wick. It didn't. And damn, we're getting that. We're getting a really
There's
nice
that rejection.
Move. Yeah. Now this is tough though for me because we have that SMT, but I really don't like that this is left open. I think we could still draw in there, but now it's like this is just showing the concept that the market is really kind of difficult right now because I'd ideally like it to go in there, but look at that SMT.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think we missed it. All right, let's do this. I'm catching the itch. I'll set a limit order for 826 on the NQ. We'll try one. If we get the fill, we get the fill.
I see. So then if it comes back up, taps into that, you'll get filled.
Yeah. Yeah. I like getting in on limit orders now instead of market because I don't know. I don't know about you, but 75% of the time when I want to enter a trade as it's going in my favor, I get in and then it goes against me 10 points, 5 points, whatever it is. So for me, it's just like, let me just set a limit order a little bit away from where I would be pressing the market. And I just get a better fill like 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
Sometimes I miss the trade and that sucks, but
Yeah, especially because we've been so reactionary at levels that, we're not really spending much time there. So if you're trying to enter on the 5 minute, like exactly what's happening right now, you just totally even miss your entry.
Yeah, we totally missed this one. I mean, that was a really beautiful move. We had the SMT right there, not with NQ not taking the high, but ES did. We had these relative equal lows right here. We're about to take them. I mean, this was the trade. We could have used this as like our entry. We had a tiny little inversion right here. So you could be getting in on the close right here. And yeah, it would have been a great trade. Maybe we'll get filled here though. This would be ideal. Again, if we don't take these lows, that would be great. I could get up, retrace, and then we could try and see if we can get the slam down.
But if those lows get taken, then you'll take off the limit order.
Yeah.
Now the trade ideas. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. So we'll see. We got a limit set at 19,827.
Yeah, Bookmap, we definitely got a couple order blocks below us that are heavy. Yeah, all the way down to those weekly lows we were looking at.
Nice. Lance got the short. Hell yeah, dude. Send a mark up.
Nice.
Where's your entry?
Yeah.
Put 5 micros on. Fire.
Nice.
All this yapping and we missed the trade, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck.
Yeah, that was a quick one.
Real quick one. Don't worry, David. We missed it too. So yeah, we're gonna sweep these. All right, I'm gonna cancel this order for now. I really don't like that this is left open. I feel like we could still just end up coming back up here.
And I mean, yeah, knowing FOMC, we don't have to continue lower. It could just reverse, and then you're just stuck in this range bound day because we've only moved 34 points on ES, which is not a lot.
We have FOMC later.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, I mean, that was like a really beautiful move that played out. I mean, we called it. I'm not taking credit because I didn't take the trade. I missed it. But we did kind of just call out that idea, right? We said a deeper retrace. I wanted NQ to come into that 5 minute fair value gap, right? But this was a situation where ES reached into that 5 minute fair value gap, and then we put in that bearish SMT divergence. So that can help you not feel like you don't need to wait for this because now the SMT is in there. ES reached into that gap. And then again, we had these equal lows. So for the intraday move, that was the trade. That was literally the trade. And look, now we sweep it, we come back up. If we get back in,
now it's bullish.
This 5 minute gap, I don't know. I still like previous day's low, to be honest. So if we can just, if we want to be super choppy, I would love if we come back up in here. Again, I wouldn't get it involved right away, but if I start seeing some nice rejections from inside this gap, I would still take the trade because I still like previous day's low.
And how do you read it? So it's a bullish SMT divergence because ES did not make a new low and NQ did.
Yeah, no, that's a nice spot. More reason that we could go higher then. That's a good spot, yeah. So this is the gap. This is the line in the sand. This 5 minute gap. And it also on ES coincides perfectly with previous day's point of control. So, I mean, if we get back above, if we inverse this 5 minute gap and get above the previous day's point of control, I mean, you could look for the short bias to be dead for now. Yeah.
It feels like a ranging day. It feels like it.
Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah, whipsaw price action.
Saeed says he called it and missed it for himself too. It's all good, bro.
We always call the best trades we don't take.
Yeah. I mean, that's this market right now.
Yeah.
Dude,
but how are you guys all ending? Are you guys all ending green, red on the day? Because now going into FOMC, I don't know. The next, hour and a half could really be pretty slow.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. On FOMC days, like catching moves in the morning is okay, but once you hit like 12 o'clock, it's usually going to just slow down until 2.
Yeah. Get up to today?
Nothing, man. I'll chill. I'll try and trade FOMC. Maybe I'll just trade evals. I got some combines I could try and hit. Maybe we'll do that. Other than that, man, it's just a regular ass day for me.
Yeah. Gonna get a lot of top 1 support tickets. Hey, I didn't put this order on. FOMC,
Probably.
It took me out.
Probably, bro. I can already see it now.
I mean, yeah, at the bottom here, you can really just see how we're just whipsawing back and forth, taking out the low, coming back up to near the highs, and then someone's going to get in. It's going to take out the lows. It's just algo's running right now.
Michael says he's about to submit his right now.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. David's asking if it retraces into that 5-minute fair value gap. Do I take it again? Possibly. I need to see the reaction.
I know, that's why it's great to be on stream and stuff, because it's like you're able to see it live because everything is so discretionary, and like I want to see the reaction. I want to see what's happening, not just like it's just going to tap in and I'm going to get short and then it's going to go.
Totally, man. Yeah. That's like, I mean, YouTube is great and watching strategy videos on YouTube is great. That's how I learned a lot, but being able to watch people do it live when the candles are actually printing is another story. It's so much more helpful.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, and just being here to watch it live.
Yeah, nice move here. I mean, we only got 5 minutes left, so probably a no trade stream day, but it's all good. What I'm gonna maybe Thomas, what I usually do, 5 minutes before the stream, I just go over what I think the narrative is for the rest of the day. So I could go and then you could do it too.
Sounds good.
Yeah, guys. So what I'm thinking is we're going to use previous day's point of control as the line in the sand for the bearish bias. If we stay below it, I'm sticking to shorts and I'm looking for previous day's low. If we can break above previous day's point of control with strength, inverse that gap, maybe we can look for longs. But I'm telling you right now, I think the easier trade is if we could stay below. And then, maybe we do something like this, consolidate, sweep out a high, and then take previous day's low. This is the ideal setup. And what I would like to see, it's the easier trade in my opinion. Getting long after a break back above the point of control, it's like, yeah, it could work, but it's going to be lower probability because, I don't know, this low just doesn't feel like it's very protected for me. So this is what I would rather see, but that's the line in the sand. The fair value gap on the 5 minute and previous day's point of control.
Cool. Let me go over this on the 15-minute chart. I'm going to do less intraday because I'm personally not going to be trading for the rest of the day and I don't see any reason to. However, on the 15-minute chart and the daily, I see FOMC as a pretty big pivot move for us because when I was trading yesterday to the short side at the open, trading into orders at 5,600. There was like, I don't know, I think 300 or 400 orders at 5,600, which you could see have not gotten filled. So to me, this is a strong level that's holding us up. Basically, in my game plan, if we're holding above 5,600, I want to be long. And then if we're below it, now I want to be short. And then when you look at the daily time frame, this just looks like a classic entry I would be taking on the 1 minute chart, a break of the high of day VWAP, which in this case, it's the all-time high VWAP. But we have our break and then we have our start to like retest it. And Gino from the Blackshirt Club did some pretty extensive testing where he was looking at all of his trades where if the candle broke, when the candle broke high of day VWAP, what he was waiting for his entry signal would be this candle to break above it at all, like just intraday break above this candle, which you could see it did not. And I think it was something like he had like his win rate changed by like 20% or 30% once he just waited for this additional confirmation for entry. So like from a 1 minute perspective, this would be your entry with your stop, whatever down there, but you wouldn't enter until this candle broke. So now this is not a valid buy signal with that rule. And I see this is the line, this all-time high VWAP is line in the sand for me. If FOMC pushes us higher, then I'm going to keep looking for longs. And if FOMC pushes us lower, then I'm going to kind of change my brain back into that potentially bearish, like going into the day with a bearish bias mindset.
Yeah, no, I love it, man. All that makes a lot of sense to me. All right, guys, I guess we're going to leave you with that. We got 1 minute left.
Yeah.
Got one more stream tomorrow, same time as always. So I will see you guys then. Shout out Thomas. Shout out Austin, James, Evan, everyone.
The whole crew.
Whole crew. All right, guys.
See you, everyone.
Talk to you later. Peace.